I'm Candace.
And I'm Ripley.
And I'm John.
And this is Comicsplaining.
The show where, if you have structured settlement and you need cash now,
call JG Whitworth.
877 cash now! 877 cash now!
Can you tell we grew up with this shit?
Every millennial in our audience just fucking...
May have problems and help you too.
Physically transported into the past.
But is this a national thing, or was this a hyper-local thing we just think is national?
It was a national thing.
Yeah,
That's
I'm pretty sure that one is. Though, like, the one I don't know about is fucking Call Sam, right?
Call Sam, that's very local.
Call Sam is hyper-local.
But you also get it in Florida. If you're in Florida, you will also get Call Sam.
That's weird.
Right.
Ooh,
I think it's the number of snowbirds.
That makes sense. True. There are a lot of them. Them and all their money. Give us your money, snowbirds. We could use it. And your houses. And your boots and motorcycle.
If they're down in Florida, if they already got a house in Florida, they don't need, like, an extra house. Just
right.
be in Florida or be in Michigan. Pick one.
Right?
No. Be in Florida. We'll take the ones in Michigan.
Yeah. Ripley likes Florida.
I don't like Florida.
Florida is going to fall off into the ocean eventually.
I like Disney World. I have enjoyed going to Florida. I don't particularly care about Florida.
Well, you like palm trees.
I do like palm trees, but you know where else has palm trees? California, South Carolina, Georgia, any fucking place you want to look.
Okay.
So what's this final battle with the 4D man? Are you sure? Are you sure, comic?
I'll tell you about it after you tell me what happened last time with Thor.
Yeah, so Sif and Carnilla are in a duel now.
Apparently there was a
other stuff happened, but yeah.
There was this ancient civilization of like godlike people. And,
they got squished real hard.
They made a shield, and their shield kind of started getting squished.
Yeah, their star was going to go supernova, and so they got squished real tight. They made a shield, and then the star went supernova, and they just got squished by the shield into a gem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they absorbed two gods into their gem shield.
We also did skip a lot before
you
that.
You did?
Yeah.
The whole end of the first story, which really didn't matter all that much. It was just like... so Thor beat the lizard guys.
Right,
and
but
that's kind of...
Sithgar pointed them in the direction of where Sif is.
True.
That's the only important part.
Yeah, Sithgar was like, they're in the Dark Galaxy.
I'm sorry,
Dark Nebula.
it's Sithgar.
Scar. That's true. And Scar said that, you need to go to the Dark Galaxy.
Nebula.
No, yeah.
Right, because there's a dark galaxy and a dark nebula.
No, there's a black
a
black nebula and a dark nebula.
We are
all of
in
these
hell.
things. They're interchangeable.
We are actually in hell, and we aren't sure if they're the same thing or not,
So
and they may become the same thing at a later date.
Which of the Marvel Satans is there? No clue. But yeah, so they did that, and Asgard is free now. They dropped everybody off in the boat back on Asgard, except for the people who were going to figure out where Sif and Carnilla were.
Yeah, it turns out...
Which was?
That in the Dark Galaxy, so they found these miners that...
No, I mean, who went?
Odin and...
Yeah, Odin for some reason,
yes.
even though he's king.
Odin for some reason, and Thor the usual guys.
And Sith, Pan and Nile,
and Silas Grant.
Yeah, that's his name, Silas Grant.
And
Baldur?
Did Baldur go?
He's not there. Baldur's crazy.
Right, Baldur's crazy.
Volstagg also isn't there because he's with Baldur.
Yeah, that's true.
Who else?
I said the Warriors 3, the rest of them though.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 of the 3 Warriors 3.
Who else?
Heimdall. Heimdall went because...
Yeah, who else?
Sister.
One more.
I meant when I said Hildy.
Did you say Hildy?
I thought I did. If I didn't,
I don't think
okay,
you
well,
did.
that's the last one, so...
Look!
It's a whole motley crew here.
Yeah, we had to have this whole fucking panel with the dramatis persona.
Right?
Fucking laid out
it's
for us.
It's basically our entire named cast, barring Loki, Carnilla, Sif, and
Baldur,
Baldur.
and Volstagg.
Like, that's most of the cast.
So all of those people.
So they went
Hope you're not confused about
They
that.
found
Hope you're not confused about
They
that.
found these fucking miners, and they
Asteroid
were
miners.
Yeah, they were miners.
And they were looking for a jewel.
They were miners. They were about 14 years old.
They're miners on the moon.
They were playing
That's what they are.
Fortnite.
And they sing a happy tune. And I'm trying to make a Futurama reference.
We're making 2 different jokes.
Yes, we are.
I'm making no jokes.
Okay.
This is a serious matter.
Yes, we will take this mighty Thor very seriously.
Mighty serious.
So what happened with the miners?
The miners jumped in a pit. And,
Why did they do that?
No, the miners
because
first
they
attacked.
wanted the jewel.
They wanted the jewel, but who was there?
Thor and them showed up, and they were
Them?
yeah. Well,
Everybody.
And the
Thor
gang.
and Co.
Right.
Showed up, and they were.
And then someone else showed up.
Yeah, that I don't remember.
The 4D man.
Oh right, the 4D man showed up, and he was like, "Ah!"
I want the jewel too!
But wait, didn't the miners attack Thor?
Well, the
first?
miners
Yeah,
at
they
first
did.
were like, "We're cool, everything's cool, right? Let us show you here."
Yeah,
And then
well, no,
the
at
4D
first,
man.
at first the miners thought that the Asgardians were raiders, so they did attack them.
Yeah.
But then they were like, oh, we're cool.
You're not raiders. You and your wooden boat are not raiders.
I mean, ironically, they literally are Viking gods,
Yeah.
but, you know.
Yeah.
For once.
They're not the raiders that we're thinking of.
Yes. We're not the raiders you're looking for.
Your sports tickets are not going to do you any good here.
So, yeah, the 4D man showed up.
Yep.
The miners jumped into a pit to get the jewel.
Turns out that, oh no, Sif and Carnilla are stuck in the jewel.
Somehow.
The jewel made up of what the thing I was saying
The
earlier.
force
the
field.
squished planet.
Yep.
And it's alive, and his name is Zor.
Yep.
That's all I got.
And then they went back into space.
Yeah.
It started
and
to
then
take off.
Thor was fighting with the jewel, and the jewel was like, "It's too late.
If you kill me, you'll kill Sif.
And then the 4D man was like, "Hey, I need the jewel. You need to help me. Let's fucking do this." And Thor was like, "No, I don't want to help you. You
My
suck.
girlfriend.
I don't care about your whole civilization. My girlfriend."
Wow, Thor, what a baby.
And that was it.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
So this is the final battle with the 4D man. Yes, we are never seeing him again.
Let me check. I can verify that.
I
for
would
you.
like to know that for sure, because I don't know, something about I just don't like the 4D man.
He's not a good design.
His
I
next
think it's design mostly.
his next appearance is in Captain Marvel.
So this might be Captain Marvel from when?
Number 51.
Okay, so it's
Oldham.
yeah.
So,
How many more appearances are there for him?
I don't fucking know. Hang on.
You gotta click him.
Yeah, I gotta look him up. Gotta look this douche nozzle up. God, he's so unattractive.
I just don't like him. I just don't.
Sucks. Captain Marvel, Quasar. Oh no, he does come back in Thor.
Oh no, son of a
A
bitch.
long time from now in 1991.
Okay. I
So
look
it might be
forward to
good.
that then. Okay.
Okay, so it might actually
Apparently he's in a Captain America issue from 2000.
Why?
And a Venom. Oh, he's in Venom.
What?
What?
2016. And that was his last
Okay.
appearance.
All right. Next time, I think that he needs to show up in like Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi.
He should have a very
Okay, so it's Venom Space Knight, so I kind of get why he might be there.
That
but
makes a little more sense. It's
Captain
Flash
America,
Venom.
though?
you know, it'd be funnier if he showed up in a Miss Marvel. You know, he's just in New Jersey.
Captain America, though.
Yes, maybe Captain America went to space
So
for America
let's read the final battle with the 4T man
until the 90s.
until the 90s. With Thor number 216 from July of 1973, written by Jerry Conway, penciled by John Buscema, inked by Jim Mooney, colored by George Roussos, lettered by John Costanza, and cover art by Gil Kane.
We never did decide how we want to pronounce George's name, did
No.
we?
Roussos.
Rousseau.
Roussos.
Rousseau.
For a moment, I thought that was a new name
No.
No.
because we
No, this has been a long battle.
You changed the pronunciation. It's a completely different person.
Russos.
I mean,
I'd usually go with Rousseau.
I am truly a platypus. Perry the platypus! Kind of person.
Okay.
Okay.
You put the hat on him and he becomes Perry the platypus.
I see.
Okay.
I didn't get that at first.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay, well, let's read a comic.
And comic, yes.
And comic. Thor stands before Zor, the manifestation of the god jewel, fending off his comrades and allies.
So what is...
Oh, right, I forgot that happened.
So
Yeah.
what is Zor? How is Zor possible?
We
Squish.
went over this.
Squish.
The planet got squished.
No,
and turned
but
into
how
a
did
jewel.
he come out?
Oh, it just, projected out of the gem. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't
Whatever.
know. I don't know.
It's all Calvin
There's
Ball
no
anyway.
fucking explanation. I don't know
Right.
what you want from me.
Jerry, I want you to explain yourself and
You
not play
won't.
Calvin Ball with
You
this.
will not.
Look, Stan wasn't actually playing Calvin Ball. He was just forgetting half of his canon. A lot of the time.
It's true. Stan did attempt to explain things. He didn't do a good job, but he did attempt.
And he did forget half of his canon
he did.
along the way.
He did.
But he wasn't really playing Calvin Ball. Jerry is playing Calvin Ball with all of this. Suddenly the Asgardians can be abducted by
Still
slavers.
liquid on my stupid
Suddenly-
Homestuck shirt.
I love how we're, conditioned to all take our drinks at the same time.
But-
I didn't even realize it.
Oh, yeah, Jerry, stop playing Calvin Ball.
As we learned last issue, destroying the gem will also kill Sif and Carnilla.
For reasons.
The God of Thunder pleads with Odin to back the fuck off, and for once the Allfather decides not to pick a fight with his son, instead ordering his subjects back.
Hey, no, how about it? Here's a thought. You've got all this fucking Odin power. How about you use your Odin power now, huh? When do you do that now?
Well, he's still recovering from the drug.
And also, he
Pussy.
was beaten up by slavers. Easily.
Oh, whatever.
He's an old man.
That's true.
He's a harmless old man. He can't do anything.
Mercurio, however, is under no such compulsion to obey either of them.
He's afraid if he pushed him down, he'd break his hip.
Is bound and determined to get that jewel. He snaps off a heat blast at Thor, knocking him over, but the Odinson hurls Mjolnir right back at him and he's knocked off the gem into space.
Cool.
His lackeys pull a rope out of their pockets that they don't have.
What?
They don't have pockets, but they do pull out a rope.
See? This is how D&D works. This is D&D logic. They
This
just
is
have
D&D.
rope.
Maybe inside their little belt thing is actually just like the rope coiled around them, and they just gotta sit here and
That would be
pull it
funny.
out.
Well, they throw the rope to him because he hasn't yet left the force sphere holding the air around the ship.
Okay.
He needs air?
Well, there was a
Yeah.
force field around it, so that makes sense.
Yes, there was. As he's hauled back up, the 4D man rubs his two brain cells together and realizes that, they're kind of at a disadvantage here, and this isn't a great time to push their luck.
Oh, shit.
He and his buddies teleport away to make a new plan.
Zor looks stupid.
He does.
Yeah.
He looks like if Ego Prime was dumber than he was.
Oh, God.
Already was.
The ego prime at home.
Odin also orders his people back onto the Odin also orders his people back onto the longship, though Thor stays behind with the gem to protect his lady love.
I like this panel. I like this look of Thor. That's a nice looking panel.
The comic is also calling the longship the Starjammer, which is weird and confusing for me.
There's gonna be some copyrights.
Yeah.
Some space copyrights.
There's some... Yeah, so I'm not gonna call it that, but...
Yeah,
because it's confusing.
And then the Starjammer shows up. The other one.
The other one.
With a pirate lawyer.
Having...
You know, those good pirate lawyers they obviously have.
Having inadvertently been made into a servant of the God Jewel, he is powerless to do anything when Zor starts to monologue about how it will absorb energy from planets and stars to reshape the universe in their image and blah, 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 blah.
You were more interesting when you were Galactus.
You will help me, blonde hair.
Of course. Elsewhere, on the Rigelian home planet...
Cool. That looked like Asgard. That looks a lot like Asgard, but it makes
Yeah.
a lot more sense on Rigel.
Right. The High Commissioner receives news about the location
Who,
of
the
Tamar-
hottie commissioner?
The High Commissioner.
Oh God,
Yes,
Horrible.
they all look like that.
I
Lips done and just...
I think I knew that, but we haven't seen the rest of them in so long. Also, why is one of them wearing a box?
What? Oh, that's the High Commissioner who gets a special outfit.
Yeah.
And it's a box.
Yes. The High Commissioner receives news about the location of Tana Nile. They haven't heard anything from her since she was sent to transform Blackworld into a colonizable planet, which was several months ago at this point.
She didn't bother to, report back when she was on
couldn't.
Earth. Oh, that's right.
I guess Earth is too
She did not have the
primitive.
ability. Yeah. Apparently they didn't know she was on Earth, but they do somehow know where she is now, as well as the fact that she is engaged in bullshit with Zor and a bunch of Asgardians.
Maybe they're deliberately not looking at Earth because they said they were not going to cause Earth problems.
That is a fair point.
Earth is a...
They do have an agreement with Thor. A ceasefire.
Yeah. Earth is a no-fly zone,
Mm-hmm.
There's
and
no
they can't
reason,
pick up signals from there.
There's no reason any of our colonizers would be there. We don't need to look.
So if there
Right.
are any colonizers there, we're not looking.
Right, it's not our fault.
Anything that any colonizers do in a place we're not looking doesn't matter.
We didn't give her permission to do that. She just did that.
And if it helps us, well, then...
Thank you for doing that, Tana. Welcome back.
But if it
Well-
doesn't help us, well, it doesn't matter.
Well, the Commissioner finds this information interesting, but his attention is quickly captured by another of his underlings rushing over to show him a new image they just received on their Viso scanners. This news, whatever it is, shakes him so thoroughly that he orders an evacuation of the entire planet.
Holy shit.
Maybe some other time we will learn what that is, but for now, let's peek back in on the Asgardian drama channel.
Hey, Jerry,
Is it Zor?
this wasn't a great kind of plot structure when Stan did it. Yeah.
He's still doing better because there are more balls up in the air for me to be keeping my eye on.
Yeah.
Fair.
More plates spinning.
Despite disembarking, the Asgardian ship has not exactly left the jewel. They fly behind it at some distance, with Heimdall delivering directions to his king using his all-seeing eyes.
Is there someone different on art? Did I miss this? Because it's really nice looking.
Pencils John Buscema, inks Jim Mooney.
Okay.
Did they just up their game?
I think it's Jim Mooney.
Fandral is antsy, and he questions why they can't just attack now rather than follow impotently. But Odin has a larger plan at work already. Tana and Silas are also here.
Yes. So wait, Tana can phone home from Asgard?
They talk about how much they miss their respective home planets, which is fun bonding, but also, Blackworld literally exploded and doesn't exist anymore, while Tana is just temporarily gone from Rygel because she didn't have a ship to take her home, but she's on a fucking ship right now, and she's still acting like she can't go back.
They'll take
What's
her.
your damage?
Again, also indirectly, Tana is responsible for the destruction
Right.
of Blackworld.
Silas's home.
That's one of my favorite things about them those days, just cool with it.
Right.
It's whatever.
Well, he wasn't cool with it at first, but
No.
then he was like,
what's done is done.
He's so detached. I guess you have to be when your planet gets blown up by a colonizer.
right. Meanwhile, on the Jewel, Thor and Sif go back and forth apologizing to each other for the situation.
Oh my god.
They both feel helpless and want to take the burden off the other. Curiously, neither of them blames Karnilla for clearly manipulating them both. Okay, did Thor really need help with fighting Loki? I feel like he would have figured it out on his own, especially since the solution turned out to be a storm, which is an entire fucking thing.
What?
You know, if Thor was a high school AU instead of Iron Man, these two would be that couple.
Yeah. And why did Karnilla need Sif to find Balder anyway?
Mm-hmm.
The plan still doesn't make any goddamn sense, but I do think if anyone is to blame, it's the Norn Queen herself.
Yeah.
But we're not going to blame her.
We're not. The pity party gets cut short as Zor tells them both to shut the fuck up,
Zor's valid.
so they can start sucking up energy. It drains planets of energy, leaving them as dead husks, and Thor can do nothing to stop it, knowing that Sif lies helpless in the crystal.
Galactus will hear about this.
The Phoenix will hear about this.
Yeah.
There are a lot of beings who are not into this kind of thing.
You are honing in on my action.
Yeah.
But literally, Stan did this thing with Galactus. And then he tried to do it again for a hot second with that other thing.
Oh, trust me, we're not going anywhere new this week.
Oh, no. Jerry.
Suddenly, a bunch of pods appear and begin shooting lasers at Thor. Why Thor and not Zor? I don't know. Icy Hot's back, anyway.
No.
Thor is getting pretty tired of this dude. But Mercurio decides that now is a good time to explain his backstory.
I really do like John Buscema's pencils.
Yeah. So, originally, when we first met him, he was from another dimension, which is why he's called the 4D Man.
Right, the D in 4D.
Yeah.
But now he's just another alien.
Wait, he has a whole new backstory.
Yep.
A new You know, I don't think we ever had
Look
a
at the
bingo
art on
space
this panel.
for
That's
a
fucking
new
cool.
backstory.
Yeah, this page is gorgeous.
Like, we had a bingo space for a reoccurring character
Introduction.
introduction. What the hell do we call this?
Backstory. 6 Earth years ago, something on his planet changed. He says the magnetic polarity of the world changed so drastically that it transformed the atmosphere, allowing only the extremes of the electromagnetic wavelength.
What?
And I think it was John who said last episode that you can put words together, but that doesn't make them mean anything.
And that's what we're doing here, Jerry.
Anyway, Mercurio did a Nazi salute to his leader, and went out to get something to fix the world, which he has decided now is the gem.
You don't know that. Maybe he was just waving at him.
Yeah, sure. That's definitely what that is.
Hey, boss!
That's
it's me, the 4D man!
That might not fly on YouTube, by the way. Just gonna...
Yeah, also, how does them being aliens factor into the anti-human bullshit?
I don't know.
I forgot the anti-human bullshit, so...
It was from last issue.
There is so much Calvin Ball here. I didn't know you could take it
Mercurio
professional.
just doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Nothing matters. Nothing matters.
Nothing matters. We're all gonna die.
Sif first.
Well, he needs the gem to save his home and his people. A noble cause, some might say, but the cost is too high for the Odinson.
It's his girlfriend.
You're right, exactly.
That's my girlfriend!
You can't have your civilization. I need my girlfriend.
Right. He takes out both of Mercurio's buddies, and I'm pretty sure there were more before, but I guess we only have time for 2 right now.
You know, why
There
don't we
were
ask
more.
Sif what she thinks about this? Like,
Yeah.
if it's, hey, my life is going to be at the expense of your entire civilization, is that cool?
Right,
No, we're not asking Sif what she wants. She's a potted plant.
exactly. After he takes out those guys, he leaps on to Merc's own pod to smash through the window.
Fucked up.
Fucked up, man. Back on the longship, Fandral is starting to understand the Allfather's plan. They're not following the gem, but hurting it.
Ah, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Makes perfect sense.
Yes, because they're sheepdogs.
The purpose of this, Odin assures us, will soon become clear.
I'm having doubts.
Thor starts punching, but Icy Hot knows he's in trouble, and once more offers an alliance. This time the Thunder God backs off right away. He has no heart for this fight, after all. It's not the gem that he really cares about, and if Mercurio can offer a solution to both their benefit, he will gladly take it. At that moment, Zor comes upon a huge sun, which they begin to siphon. This one is larger and more chaotic, and while the God Jewel is filled with greed over the power it will bring, it fails to realize that this is too much energy for even it to contain. Thor points out the longship sailing behind them, suddenly realizing the purpose of his father's plan. To this, Mercurio declares they must act fast to complete their own plan.
I'm glad that Odin at least has a plan, though, and he's
Right.
not just here being fucking useless.
When he left, I honestly just thought he just left. But
Yeah.
no.
That
I'm
would
glad
not.
he
He was
actually
doing
was
something.
here with a plan.
It wouldn't be entirely out of character for
I
him to
would
just
not.
leave.
It absolutely would not. But let's take a small break to check in on Baldur the Brave and the
Oh.
valiant Volstagg.
Oh,
Not crazy anymore?
The former has recovered from his brief bout of insanity.
Not crazy anymore.
so is that Earth? I'm thinking
Yes,
that's
it's
Earth.
Earth. Yes, they're
'Cause-
still in Avengers Mansion.
Because that's some fine china they got right there.
Mhm.
And
It's Tony's house.
and I mean, it'd be weird if that was Asgard.
Nope.
Asgard!
Baldur has recovered thanks to the care of Volstagg, But having regained his mind, he finds he can stand being on Earth no longer. He convinces Volstagg that they must return to Asgard and fight the lizard men, which I guess is what drove him insane.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I thought that was implied, that's why he was crazy.
Yeah, it was implied. I just don't understand why it would do that.
I've never understoed it.
I don't get why that would be his reaction.
I was perfectly willing to accept that at face value.
I feel like maybe Jerry came up with the hook of Balder appearing crazy, and then had to find something to follow that up with.
Right. Oh, shit. Why is he crazy? Fuck, I didn't think that far ahead.
I mean, yeah, but why do we need to look in on Balder now?
Well, because now we have something else for Balder to do.
They both head up to the roof where Balder uses his enchanted sword to whisk them away across the vast expanse.
He can
do that?
He's done it before.
I believe it.
When they arrive in the Golden City, they find the streets quiet and empty.
Wait.
In the distance, Balder strains to hear muttering voices and soft footsteps.
God, they got invaded again.
And then in the distance, he sees...
trolls.
Something. I'm getting the weirdest sense of deja vu here. Didn't Thor literally drop off the other Asgardians at home?
Yes.
Yes.
Why are they gone again?
Invaded again.
Captured again.
Trolls.
Well, before we learn about that, that's another plot thread to keep track of. Finally, we can learn the truth behind Odin's plan. He was herding Zor towards this sun in particular as it's about to go supernova.
Fucked if true. These people have just gotten supernova twice.
I know, right? Knowing...
Brutal.
No.
Fuck these people in particular.
Knowing that the gem is arrogant and greedy, he assumed that it wouldn't be able to resist this power long enough to realize the danger, and yeah, that's exactly what happened. The god jewel's prodding into the star is in fact only edging it closer to exploding, giving them all a very limited amount of time to act. Thor and Mercurio have a plan to free the ladies. First, Mercurio uses his ice powers to freeze the gem. Then, he uses his fire powers to blast it apart.
Sure.
Given how we already established that destroying the gem would kill Sif and Carnilla, I really don't see how this works any differently.
If they're gonna die anyway, might as well die trying to get them out.
No, I agree, but I don't understand why this is different.
I think Zor was lying.
Why this is working differently. Maybe Zor was lying, yeah.
See, we don't have to believe Zor.
True.
Anyway, they pull the girls out, and they're fine. And everybody grabs onto Thor as he takes off back to the longship, just in time to escape the imminent explosion.
And they don't turn back and they don't look, because cool guys don't look at explosions.
It's true. Mercurio's people arrive in pods to collect the remaining shards of the gem, while Icy Hot himself says goodbye to the Thunder God, who was once his enemy but is now his friend.
Perhaps we'll meet again.
How is the gem gonna solve their problem again?
I don't know.
Because I didn't understand that.
Yeah, there's nothing to understand.
I love the implication here is that basically
I have seen this kind of when gods go mad. I've seen at least once or twice.
I just love that. Basically, no one liked this bad guy enough to bring him back for more than a handful of occurrences at all.
He sucks.
He sucks.
He does, and
he sucks, and it doesn't make any sense.
Bring back the thermodynamic man.
He remarks that if they had just worked together from the beginning, they could have saved themselves a whole lot of trouble. And yeah, why didn't you do that, Mercurio? You're the one who attacked Thor in the first fucking place.
You're an asshole!
Right? Finally reunited, Thor and Sif hold each other in silent comfort through the long ride back to Asgard.
What are they holding on to? I'm sure it's part of the ship, but I can't place it.
It's like the steering mechanism.
Oh, it's the rudder thing.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, I understand.
So what would you guys rate this issue?
3, I guess?
It is definitely an issue.
It is an comic.
2.5. I don't feel happy enough about what I just read to call that a 3.
I'm rating it present. This is a pass-fail grade, and it gets a pass.
Because I was in class.
It was here. I can't give it a score. It's just there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 2. It's, sucks.
I liked Jim Mooney's inks and John Buscema's pencils a lot.
Oh, no,
That's
don't
true.
get me wrong. It's got good art, but...
What the fuck, Gerald?
Yeah. Jerry! Jerry! What are you doing, Jerry?
Alright, well, what are we doing, Jerry? Father against son. Oh my god, I can't believe that would happen. God versus God.
Never happened.
To the winner, Asgard. And to the loser, death!
So we're back on this bullshit.
Yes, father against son. That's how it is in Thor number 217.
Oh, I thought you were just saying in Thor.
In Thor.
I mean, that's...
But specifically Thor number 217 from August of 1973. Written by Jerry Conway, penciled by Jean
Buscema.
Jean
Buscema.
Jean Buscema.
Buscema.
We've gotten so far up.
He has a new identity.
Giovanni Buscema.
Inked by Sal Buscema, colored by Petrus Gattezi, lettered by John Costanza, and cover art by John Romita Sr.
Woo!
Woohoo! Rest in peace, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, my bro.
My
Yes.
bro.
Yes, rip, bro. And I mean that in the kindest possible way.
At long last, it is time for our intrepid lords and ladies to return to Asgard. They're all thrilled to be back, and yet, as they fly over the city, all is not right. At first, the streets seem empty, but then they find the assembled host of warriors marching in a procession and giving praise to Odin? And Thor, and Heimdall, Fandral, and Hogun,
Loki.
and everyone.
Loki.
I mean, that's the obvious answer.
It seems somehow, while they were away on their quest, they have been replaced by imposters. And it's a small touch, but I really enjoy how the doppelgangers are just a little bit off model. Like, Thor has a sword. Fangel's shirt has a different collar and sleeves.
Oh, that's fun.
It's fun.
Although Odin is, like, perfect.
Well, Odin always looks different every time we fucking see him.
That's kind of the problem. He's perfect.
They park the longship and go to face the fakes, with Odin decrying them to everyone present. Quickly an argument breaks out, and then a fight, as fake Thor steps forward to real Thor, and our boy gets super fucking pissed. This is obviously an imposter, he says, as only the real Thor can wield Mjolnir, which I think is a fair point. But the faker draws his sword, and all hell breaks loose.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll
boy.
tell that to the stab wound, motherfucker.
The faker can still stab you.
Everybody squares off with their double as the kin drama ensues.
Kill
You
your
fucking fools.
double.
You gotta square off with someone else. That's how it always works.
No,
Don't
this
fight
is...
you.
It's Night Vale rules.
The assembled warriors move to join in, but real Odin uses the Odin Force to hold them in place.
Yeah. That kind of does give away the plot a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Fake Odin doesn't have the fucking Odin Force.
Let's check in with the Rygellians for a page, because why not, I guess. There's not really any new information here, it's just reiterating that something is happening, and Rygel is being evacuated. We still don't know why, though one of the Grand Commissioner's assistants says something about black stars, which seems ominous. That's literally it.
The Dark Galaxy invading? Is the Black Galaxy invading?
No, black stars.
What, are Black Stars not
The
from...
Black Stars are an emissary of the Black Galaxy, of course, or the Black Nebula, or whatever the fuck it is.
No, they're completely unrelated.
Okay.
Oh, that's worse. That's actually worse. So now we have, 4? 5?
The
I'm
Dark
starting
Black
to...
Nebula star galaxies.
I'm starting to lose track of how many different dark and black space things.
If you put black in front of something, it makes it evil. Don't take that out of context,
true, right?
please.
Yeah, clip.
Christ.
Now back to the brawl. Though everyone started off fighting their own imposters, things have quickly become messy, with real Thor now fighting fake Heimdall, and real Sif fighting fake Hildegard,
Hell
and
yeah.
so on and so forth.
Mix it up.
You actually took the advice. Good.
Anyway, that's enough of that.
What?
Fucking Cinderella.
Sure.
At that very moment on the outskirts of the city, a young woman named Krista flees the madness to hide in the woods. She has no idea what's going on, but knows that she wants no part of it. However, as she searches for a place of safety, she happens across a strange stone with a horrific face carved into it. And that's all we know about Krista right now. Thanks for your contribution. I appreciate that Jerry's trying to lay down threads for future plots, but it feels very hectic when there's literally one page of the actual story between this and the last one.
How many plots are we juggling at this point, Jerry?
You will remember from... You will remember from the last issue that Volstagg and Balder should be here. Well, as he's fending off attacks from the various imposters, Fandral happens upon the Lion of Asgard crouching in an alleyway.
Volstagg, are you being a coward?
No.
Fandral questions how his friend came to be here when he was supposed to be guarding Balder on Earth, and so Volstagg explains.
Balder's not crazy anymore.
Once Balder had recovered, they both returned to Asgard to assist Thor in fighting the Lizard Men. However, that battle was already won, and instead they found the throne occupied by fakes, including a fake Balder. Our brave boy challenged the imposters, but was quickly overwhelmed and dragged to the dungeon.
So what about the fake Volstagg?
There isn't one.
Fake Balder doesn't even have lines on his pants.
God, right?
Wait. So there's only 2 fake Warriors 3?
Yeah.
If there were more, it would kind of be suspicious, don't you think?
The Warriors 3! All 2 of them!
The Warriors 6! Fuck it!
Volstagg valiantly stayed behind to rescue him at some point, but hasn't quite gotten around to it yet. Yes, he's being cowardly in this issue again.
No!
Oh!
The Demon Hounds of Hell!
Also, Hell with 2 L's,
Ooh.
and they're red.
Luckily, Fandral is here now, so the rescue can begin. The two of them sally forth into the castle dungeons, where they are attacked by a trio of hellhounds. Indeed, 2 L's. Fandral takes out 2 of them, and Volstagg is more than happy to leave him to the third until it bites him on the ass and he sits on it.
No!
So...
No!
I love how we're completely erasing Volstagg's character development.
Nobody wins here, either. The puppy gets sat on, Volstagg gets bit, no one wins.
Jerry, you're the one who helped give him some character development.
Right?
Jerry giveth, Jerry taketh away.
What he giveth, he can taketh away.
So that's cool, and they find Balder. Hooray!
Yay!
The battle rages on above them, with real Thor and fake Heimdall fighting their way through the city as real Sif and fake Hildy battle on the rooftops. Not much to say here, but for some reason Sif asks Odin to release the rest of the Asgardians so they can join the fight. Maybe she's thinking that they'll be on her side, or that they'll add to the confusion, but considering they were pretty convinced of the imposter's ruse, I feel like the outcome is fairly predictable.
I don't know. I feel like when the Odin that shows up with the Odin Force says this is the real Sif.
I didn't vote for him.
Okay, you might think that, but what does Jerry think?
And also, I think Jerry says, well, Asgard didn't vote for Odin.
I don't think that's what Jerry says.
I don't think that's what Jerry says.
I think that's what John says.
I think that's what John says.
Because it's funnier.
Meanwhile, Thor and Heimdall have fought their way out to the Bifrost, where the Odinson manages to throw the ladder into the black depths of space. As he drifts away, the fake watchman cries out in fear, just as the wizard had warned them. When they leave Asgard, they will cease to be.
No.
He begs the true prince to aid him, but it's too late. He's already dissolving into nothingness.
Goodbye, fake Heimdall.
Okay, so normally when you have fakes, Marvel has trained me that they're robots. Because
They don't have to be robots,
I
especially
know,
here on Asgard.
I know, but like 95% of the time when you're dealing with fakes in Marvel, it's robots or maybe clones.
Skrulls.
It could be shapeshifters.
True, but
I was thinking regular shape, but Skrulls fit that same fucking dynamic I was going for.
Yeah, but I mean, there's an entire fucking huge event around Skrull imposters.
Yeah, I suppose.
But also,
oh shit! Secret War Asgard, new event. Damn.
but also,
Fuck, I'm good.
But also, this is Asgard. It doesn't follow the same rules as the rest of Marvel.
I know. I just
Magic.
so trained
Magic.
by Marvel to think one thing or a set of
It's not
things.
robots. It's magic. You fool.
And
Just because they're space adjacent doesn't erase the magicness.
yeah, well, except in when they got abducted by
when they
slavers.
Right. Now knowing that this is some manner of magical trick, Thor returns to the city to uncover the truth of the matter.
I can't believe it's some manner of magical trick
I
and
can't
these
believe
weren't
it.
actually doubles of me.
So wait,
Shocking.
are these like whole entire people conjured up by magic or not? Because if so, this is really cruel to these things given life and now... Because, like, even if they're doubles, this implies that they're, like, actual whole people.
We don't have time to explore that much morality.
Of course not!
He flies down to scoop up Sif, wondering at how well she did in the fight. She sassily responds, "I am a woman, my lord, not a weakling."
And she's back in, like, full clothing.
Yeah, armor.
When did that happen?
I don't know. Which is a fantastic line that I would love more if she wasn't being constantly damseled. I really hate how her character as a strong-willed warrior is constantly undercut by sexist-ass tropes.
It's really fucking annoying.
And, like, they could be doing better than that. That is not necessarily a staple at this point anymore.
Every time I'm mad in older Marvel, when Jean Grey or the Invisible Woman, any of them are just treated like... To see it done to a warrior woman really boils my fucking blood.
You
like,
know,
specifically.
This line doesn't really fly after we just got done with a story arc about her being stuck in a crystal.
Right. Completely helpless. As they fly along, they spot Balder on a nearby rooftop. Wondering how his friend came to be here, Thor touches down to see what's up. All is not as it seems, however, as a concrete cube folds up around from under their feet, trapping Thor and Sif inside it. The person that they thought was Balder dispels his illusion, revealing himself to be... Okay, do you remember back in the Face-Off story, when Loki had an assistant who looked kind of like Togue?
To the Togue-like wizard!
And then that was on our bingo forever, even though it never happened again?
So this is it! Oh my god! He's back!
So it turns out that the Togue never mattered, it was Igron!
Well, his name is Igron, and this is him.
So wait. What you're telling me is that the Togue-like wizard has a name.
He always had a name.
Okay, but the...
He's more important than Togue, yes,
no,
because he happens again.
Not just that, but we have a reoccurring character, the Royal Vizier, who still doesn't have a name!
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with.
I mean, that's true. So I guess this guy wasn't just a lackey, but actually an apprentice of sorts, as he learned both magic and presumably evil from the trickster. As payment for his loyalty, Loki banished him to work in the trolls' mines, because they were just being a bitch. Enslaved by the trolls, he bided his time until the recent battle between Thor and Ulik, which he took advantage of to make his escape.
Togue brought dark chocolate when he wanted milk chocolate.
So what you're saying is, this is one of the plates that was spinning that we didn't even know about.
Yes. However, when he arrived back in Asgard, he found the city empty. He squatted there for a few days until he saw everyone get dropped off before Odin and Thor went off to the Dark Nebula. He wasted no time using this golden opportunity, creating doppelgangers to take over Asgard and establish his foothold.
He wants to get in on the evil game for himself now. He's finished his apprenticeship.
Exactly.
So why are his legally distinct Thor and Co. knockoffs so legally distinct?
I don't know. Look,
he doesn't have good attention to detail.
Right, I never said that Loki graduated him. I'm just saying he decided to strike out on his own.
Oh, so what you're saying is he's a fail wizard. Okay, right. I understand now.
Cringe fail wizard.
He failed at wizard school.
Now that the real lords and ladies have returned, he only needs to take them out, and then he will be the undisputed lord of the 9 realms. Thor begins to struggle in the cement cube, but while Igron is busy yucking it up, he fails to notice the real Balder sneaking up behind to bonk him on the head.
Fuck yeah!
That doesn't really look like a normal bonk.
Yeah. Well, it's like he's hitting with the flat of his blade.
Yeah. How it looks is like he hit him and his sword broke in half.
Kind of, yeah. But no, he hit him
hard. He just broke his fucking sword in half.
He hit him with the flat of the blade.
Yeah.
The cell dissipates, freeing the Thunder God and his lady. He tells her and his buds to go help Tana and Silas, who are also mixed up in this bullshit.
Fuck yeah.
Is there a fake Tana and Silas?
No.
Why would there be?
No.
Well, you know, he was competent enough to make the Warriors 2.
That's true. That is a discrepancy that we should have pointed out.
And I love that that the people of Asgard just
accepted this.
Yes.
Oh, it's weird that Thor doesn't have his hammer anymore.
It's weird that it's the Warriors 2, but you know, these things happen. One day it's the Warriors 3, another day it's the Warriors 2.
So they're on the somebody made a bad.
The true son of Odin flies directly for the false Allfather, and while the latter puts up a good effort, it simply is no match for the real deal. As he is pinned, the imposter pleads for help from Igron, his creator, but the wizard has already been dealt with.
Oh god, they really are people, aren't they?
And no help is coming. The fake Odin fades, and so too do the rest of them.
Okay, so they were all fake. They weren't like people.
Yes,
Yeah.
but they were like fake.
They were
complete
manufactured people, but
Yeah.
they were still...
Well, yeah. I'm just saying, it's like they're not like, these aren't people horrifically dying.
No.
But they kind of are in an even more horrific.
In a different sense,
Like-
but like...
This wizard was competent enough to make what appeared to be sentient life.
No, I think
And now
tricking
they're
someone
dying.
into your plan and then them dying as a result of that happening is worse than conjuring something into
I don't-
existence and
We
that
don't
thing
know...
dying.
We don't know how... I mean, clearly they're, like, aware on some level, but we don't know exactly how complex these creations are.
I think they're aware enough to be suffering here,
Maybe.
to
I
feel
don't know.
fear, to know what death is. I think that's horrifying.
I think we're all just gonna have our own moral takes on this panel of fake wizards.
I think we're just gonna have to, deal with it because it doesn't matter.
And your morality may vary.
The battle rages on until the brave Baldur calls to his countrymen, begging them to see the truth of the matter. The true gods of Asgard have returned, while those who had taken the throne in their absence have been vanquished.
So they're just hellhounds in the dungeon, huh?
I think Igron put those there.
Oh.
Where did he get hellhounds?
He borrowed them
Yeah.
from Mephisto.
Of course.
You could just hit up your buddy Mephisto, apparently.
I mean, I
Oh,
don't feel...
he probably was like, hey, Loki really wants these. Mephisto's like,
You know...
Mephisto's like, when is Loki gonna be here? And Igron's like, I don't know, maybe I'll ask when I bring these dogs.
But if I bring him the dogs, maybe he'll be here sooner.
Right,
Just
it's
need
like
some-
a gift.
I need some hellhounds for a gig Loki's trying to pull. Loki's totally doing this thing, and it's going to be great. And if they have some hellhounds,
I'm Loki's apprentice, and I'm here to borrow some hellhounds.
and
Yeah.
if you do this for me, you
You
do
just
me a
act
solid.
like a clueless underling. It's like, Loki said that you knew that there was an appointment. You just bullshit it out.
So everything returns to normal as the citizenry repents for worshipping false idols, I guess.
They are very smart.
Did they worship Odin? Because I thought they were just like kind of people who are under the king.
That's how it's been so far, but the way that these 2 pages are written makes it sound like they do worship them.
That's
to some
strange.
degree.
I don't
I mean-
enjoy this whole
Well-
story. Really, it's strange.
No,
I don't enjoy
Well,
it.
it's debatable because there is definitely
there is weirdness
some...
about like monarchies.
Well, no, what I was gonna say is there's some difference between, like, the ruling class of Asgardians and your average Asgardians.
Yeah.
And this is something that I've noticed has stuck around.
Yeah.
Like Odin, Thor, and the Warriors 3, they're like a different class of.
Yeah,
Right.
and there
God
is
being.
The named gods are different.
there is just generally like with monarchies in general a weird sense of this kind of thing. Like
Well, yeah, the god
they're all
king.
out there like God save the king, right?
Right.
But
It makes sense in a certain way, but...
Strange.
but it's not like Jerry knows what he's doing.
Well, no.
He's just doing his thing.
But I just love that. Yeah, there's you know what. Odin should feel a little more vengeful. Just a smidge, I don't know. I feel like...
I think he's tired and maybe still depressed.
Right.
That's possible. He can't get
He just got back from a long trip.
He can't get his vengeance up because he's just out of juice.
Soon Odin calls his son to the throne room for an audience. Also in attendance are Sif, Tana, and Silas, as this news concerns all of them. Grim news indeed, as in the midst of their struggles, some new evil has been approaching. A menace that will destroy the homeworld of the colonizers, and then all the worlds of men.
What does this have to do with, Silas Grant?
I don't know.
His planet's already gone.
Right?
What else has he got to do?
That's fair.
So, what would you guys rate this one?
Better than the last one.
Yes.
3 stars.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. It's dumb, but it is better than a comic that exists.
That's functional.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble remembering the last comic, to be perfectly honest. And
It hasn't even been that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rock. They fought The Rock.
Yep. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
They fought Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. The Headless Horseman rides again in the haunted hills of today!
Marvel's most macabre masterwork ever.
Is it?
I never knew they did a fucking Headless
I didn't.
Horseman.
Yeah, I've never.
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Why is... Oh,
Thor fights alone!
okay.
So next we have Thor number 218 from September of 1973.
That is a pose.
Written by Jerry Conway, penciled by John Buscema, inked by Jim Mooney, colored by George Rousseau, lettered by Artie Simek, and cover art by Rich Buckler.
Who
Oh, yeah.
definitely has a style.
He does.
This is the most comic book cover of all time.
Yeah.
That pose.
The Thunder God has scarcely had time to relax from the last ordeal, and he has been given a new mission. He, Silas, Tana, and Sif will go to Rigel to discern the truth of the Black Stars and see what can be done to stop them. These 4 specifically have been told to go, but Balder asks pretty please, and Thor lets him tag along.
Why not bring all the bros?
Why not bring the Warriors 3 and not the legally distinct Warriors 2?
Odin just didn't... I don't know. Odin told them specifically, but, Balder asked really nicely, so...
I think if Balder asks anyone really nicely, they pretty much have to do it.
Are you telling me Balder asks people not nicely?
No, he's never done that.
That's
Sounds
what I...
fake, feels fake.
That
No, probably asked Loki something sometime.
No,
Yeah.
no way. It's still nice. Balder does not have the ability to be mean
nice,
to Loki.
but not really nice.
It's nice, but in the passive-aggressive Midwestern way.
Right, exactly.
But Balder does not have the ability to be properly mean or cruel or rude.
They all climb back aboard the longship and take off for the stars. Odin watches from his balcony, wondering at how his son feels about all this. So many things have happened, but it doesn't erase the fight they had not so long ago.
Oh hey, it's the unnamed Vizier.
Have you considered fucking apologizing, you child?
Yeah, they haven't really talked about it. The Allfather wonders if Thor harbors some animosity over it, even now, but has no way of knowing the truth in his son's heart because he doesn't talk to him.
Talk to your son. Also, give us a name for the Vizier. For
Give him
the
a
love
name.
of God. We had a wizard who showed up.
He's Greg the Seth the Wizard.
Seth the Vizier.
Seth the Vizier. I love his... it's going to be very confusing if they ever meet any Egyptian gods, because guess where Seth comes from?
Well,
he's a different Seth. That's just his name. His name is just Seth.
the evacuation on the colonizers' homeworld has concluded with rousing success.
Wow, they do that fast.
They've got this coordinated.
Were they prepared to just pick up and go?
I feel like they had to have been.
It's a whole planet full of people with go bags.
Colonize fucking long enough, you're gonna piss someone off.
So it's a planet full of people with go bags, and they're just ready to just drop everything, leave, head to a secondary
grab their
location.
bullet socks and go.
The Grand Commissioner isn't completely happy about this, feeling like they're running away, abandoning their home. But he knows that there's no other choice. They stand no chance against the Black Stars. Still, their flight only serves to delay the inevitable for however long. Back in Asgard, Krista returns home after the fighting in the city has stopped. We learn here that she's Hildegard's sister. But unlike our beloved Valkyrie, she has no stomach for fighting and fears confrontation. She's sure that her father found out she was hiding and would brand her a coward, but she doesn't care what he or anyone else thinks. Not now that she has found her mystic charm stone. Her mother greets her, wondering at where she's been, but Krista brushes her off and goes to her room to marvel at the stone. She thinks about how beautiful it is and how she will kill anyone who tries to take it from her.
That escalated quickly.
This is a
getting
bad
on some
thing.
real Gollum shit. Immediately.
Very bad. Very, very bad. Okay. Thinking. So far, when we have anything like this is low-key shenanigans.
Could be.
I don't think so.
Could be a lot of other things.
I don't think it's Loki.
Be. But, historically, when you have weird shit like this...
I don't think it's Loki, but I could very well be wrong. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna stake my fucking flag.
Yeah.
No, I'm not confident it's Loki, but...
Vibes feel off.
And you're not wrong, but I don't know who else it would be.
Could be someone completely new that we haven't met yet.
That's my guess.
And who will never meet again.
Right. Thor's crew has arrived at Rigel, but they're all quite confused by the emptiness of it. Tana assures them that this is the right place as they proceed into the city. But out of their line of vision, a group of Rigelians with rough-hewn clothes rises from a manhole to stalk the Asgardian visitors.
What? You're telling me there's like a Rigelian undercity full of the underclass non-colonizers? What, do they colonize their own planet too?
Suddenly, they leap from above, attacking with crude weapons. One of them is named Bola and throws a bola.
Wow!
So good job with that one.
Accurate naming, if nothing else.
They take our heroes by surprise, and so have the upper hand for a moment. But once Thor ping-pongs Mjolnir off their skulls, they decide that maybe this was a bad idea.
I'm surprised they lived.
Yeah.
The leader, Juka, surrenders and explains that I said three, but there's 4 here, but there's 3 later.
Wait, so...
One of them died.
One of them died when he was hit by Mjolnir.
As you'd expect.
As you do.
I mean, one of them makes a crunch. Come on, somebody's dead here.
That's the one that didn't make it, the crunch guy.
The producer's on the set.
Yep, the producer is on the set, climbing on the set. Do not step on that, you are forbidden.
Well, these guys are actually mutants who live under the city. They are the product of experiments done by the colonizers.
Fucked.
When I was trying to make Futurama jokes earlier, I think this one writes itself.
They were tossed aside when they outlived their usefulness and now left here to die. The Odinson takes pity on them, invites them to come on their ship to find the other Rigelians. Just as the boat speeds off into space once more, the High Commissioner watches from the Rigelian flagship as their world is destroyed. The Black Stars are 5 dark spheres, which fly in tandem.
You're in the way of an excellent panel.
They fly in tandem and attack the planet with destructive lasers.
Holy shit.
Star lasers.
The Death Star.
5 Death Stars.
5 Death Stars.
What's better than 1 Death Star?
The dead Black Star. The Black Death Star.
Kitty, you're in the way of a good panel.
I'm really hoping to tempt her over here. That's why I grabbed the mouse.
It's not gonna work.
Okay, now I see.
Where past the Black Stars, there also passes death.
And if you've been wondering where the title of this tale has been hiding, wonder no more, mad one.
The thing that I just said.
Yes, that thing.
Thank you, Chai.
This sure is a story.
There's every possibility I'm fucking leaving that whole thing.
The spheres then shoot out a bunch of vacuum hoses and suck up the chunks to use as fuel.
Wait, what? You know?
Like, they're literally just vacuum hoses.
So, how many Galactus-style concepts have we been encountering lately?
One fucking episode!
2 in this episode.
Fuck me, 2 out of 3 issues!
Are basically reuse of some Galactus
I'm sorry,
idea.
Chai, I know. I'm sorry.
Like, Jerry has one big idea, and it's basically an idea Stan wrote.
He had some other ideas.
He did.
Yeah, but one big one.
I'm just getting tired of this one.
Yeah.
Yes!
You know, it's bad that it keeps happening, and it's also really bad that it happened twice in a row.
Ooh. Not true, they had to fight the fucking god doubles.
That's
Because the wizard who wasn't Togue, who had a name...
Igron.
Igron.
Igron matters now, Togue is no more.
No. He's the wizard that isn't Togue. He doesn't get to be named.
The Togue-like wizard that isn't Togue.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Longship is about to catch up to the Rigelian fleet. Thor asks Tana if she's excited to see her people, but she's not, for some reason.
I wonder why she might not be excited to see her people.
All she feels is a sense of gnawing dread. As they approach, the flagship deploys a cannon and begins taking shots at them.
Blah!
Thor immediately flies off to fight back, because he can't just take a hit without dishing any out, and his friends all follow suit, including the mutant Rigelians. A bunch of colonizers rush out of a hatch with helmets and magnetic boots to fight off the newcomers. They recognize Thor, but they're under strict orders to allow no interlopers, and so open fire. It's not going particularly well for them, though, as Balder manages to knock a few of them off the hull of the ship and send them flying helplessly into space. Before things get too out of hand, though, the Commissioner pops up to tell everyone to cool it and invite the Asgardians inside.
Yeah.
Maybe give them better standing orders?
I also
Are you
love...
telling me that our fucking cover was just of a misunderstanding fight?
Yeah. I also love the juxtaposition of the Rigelians with their space helmets on and the Asgardians just, like, here.
I did catch a line where Thor was sad that he couldn't actually talk to them because of the vacuum space.
Yes, so...
I didn't catch that.
There is a line. What's that thou could hear my words in airless space?
As 'tis, thou shalt only feel my anger. So, can the Asgardians talk to each other in the vacuum of space?
I don't know.
I'm gonna assume yes.
I'm gonna assume yes. Maybe they're signing.
Or maybe they're just magic.
They're using ASL, but the A is Asgardian.
Asgardian sign language. Oh, wow.
What chai? Asgardian sign language is designed to be usable when you have weapons in your hands.
Asgardian sign language requires a
Weapon in your hand! That's really good. Okay. Well, they do go inside to get the deets. The mutants are notably not allowed in, however.
I'm shocked that they would not allow,
I can't believe this casual anti-mutant bigotry!
You're not even in the right book!
and they're not even the right kind of mutants.
Mutants is mutants. The Commissioner expresses regret over this, saying that the whole situation in which they were created is barbaric. But, like, you're literally in charge here, my dude. You could have stopped that from happening.
Yeah.
No, you have to trust the process.
No, that was the last guy. The last guy did it.
And you have to trust the process.
Anyway.
We can't call the last guy to account.
That would call everyone to account.
Anyway, he's mostly afraid that the general populace will riot if the mutants are allowed on board, and he shows the Thunder God just how tightly packed the ship is. He also says that the reason why Rigelians colonize is because they can't stand how crowded their own planet is, which is like, I hear ya, but you can't just take over planets that other people already live on.
Maybe have some population controls? I don't know, disincentivize large families?
Besides being a dick move, colonizing other planets really doesn't solve your problem because the other planets already have people on them.
Not if you kill them.
That's true, but they don't always.
They don't. Yeah.
But enough about that. Thor wants to know what's up with the Black Stars, and the Commissioner obligingly begins to exposit. A long time ago, there was a utopia-like galaxy where several different races learned to live in harmony, and as this giving anyone else deja vu?
And then we colonized it.
I feel like
we squished it into jelly. That's what happened.
I feel like all these Thor space stories include a utopia-like planet where many races live in harmony until the Fire Nation attacks.
Why is there so many Fire Nations?
I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, things were going great for these people. They built a bunch of space bridges to connect their planets, which seems somewhat impractical.
Strange choice, but
yeah.
Those are planets.
Asgard inspired.
So Asgard's just like a place in space, huh?
Yeah.
They saw, like, hey, that city has a fucking road. We can have a road. We want a road.
In space!
But then suddenly, the Black Stars came and did the thing we just saw them do at Rigel.
Look, not to be weird about beauty standards for women, but girl, take care of your under-eye bags.
Oh, God.
This exposition is pointless. We didn't learn anything.
No.
After this installment of scary stories with the Grand Commissioner, he does tell us some things of value. First of all, each of the 5 Black Stars is 3 times the size of Jupiter. Also,
strange metric to measure by, but okay.
Who here knows what a Jupiter is?
That's a good point.
Silas Grant definitely knows how big Jupiter is. That's for sure.
Also, they are orbiting their very own sun, like a mobile solar system.
Okay, that's cool.
Their sun is, of course, extremely huge and powerful, more so than any normal sun. Why would you expect it to be otherwise?
It is smaller than the other ones. It's literally smaller.
It's smaller
It's
than
simply
the
the
planets.
best. It's the biggest and the best sun.
Yes.
There's no sun bigger or better than that.
Everyone says so.
I was so hoping one of you was going to do that.
Everyone says so.
You hear them saying, this is the best stars. You said the best stars, but now they don't allow stars anymore.
Especially not black stars.
The sun, it's smaller than the planets, but it's bigger than any other sun.
Okay,
Because
sure.
the planets are 3 times the size of Jupiter.
That makes perfect sense. That all tracks. Okay.
Yeah, it tracks.
Sure, that's definitely... Oh, God, next issue. A galaxy consumer. Consumed. Oh, no, not
The
another
Black
Galactus
Stars. The Black
thing.
Stars travel across space and destroy and eat planets, which all sounds quite familiar. And yeah, that's all we got.
Oh, fucking fun.
So, what would you guys rate this one?
A reheated Galactus again.
3 stars, I guess it was pretty.
It was pretty, but sorry,
Stupid.
2.
Yeah.
This is very reheated Galactus.
Yeah, 3 stars.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 2 for the second helping of reheated Galactus. It was not a good taste the first time. Reheated Galactus isn't good.
No, you can eat it one more time. You're gonna eat it one more time. That's what we're gonna eat our leftovers.
No, it's starting to turn.
No,
It's starting.
they're fine.
It smells funny.
If you find any parts you don't like, just set it to the side.
It smells funny.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah.
I swear to God, Thor's gonna get better at some point. We just gotta make it through.
You.
Look, I completely believe you. You went through me through the.
Yeah.
I wasn't
We
really.
took the hike.
I wasn't really here for the stand days.
Oh, but you were here.
I was listening.
My partner in crime.
I'm here with you, buddy.
And I don't remember most of the stand days of X-Men.
Well, the stand days of X-Men weren't bad. It was the after times.
Yeah, they were a thing that happened.
The only thing I ever remember that happened is the fucking locust.
The locust. Twice.
Ugh.
Tell
us down below what you think about the reheated leftovers we've been served. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button. It'd really help us out a lot with getting us up in the algorithm because we could really use more people to listen to us because we look at the numbers and we get sad.
It hurts.
We get sad. No, but just join us over there. We've been considering, actually, we've been talking about using our community tab over there a little more. If we can figure out how to do that, I don't fucking know.
We gotta do some stuff on YouTube.
We gotta look up YouTube, man. We've just been, posting there, but not, actively looking into how you properly YouTube. But now, it's gotta actually happen. It's a whole thing.
Unfortunately.
If you actually just a few bucks over on coffee, that's cool and fine and good, and we would appreciate that. But no sweat. Biggest thing, subscribe, hit the bell button, comment down below. Tell us about what everybody's been telling you about the Black Stars, about how good they are, how great they are, the biggest, strongest, most powerful Black Stars. If you want to tell us what you've thought otherwise, want us to read it on the show, hit us up an email over at comicsplaining@gmail.com. We're also on social media over on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, and theoretically Instagram.
Theoretically Twitter. We'll see how much longer that lasts.
Oh, hey.
We say it every fucking time, but, it's still true.
Of course.
It's still getting worse and worse and worse, so it continues to be a valid.
We can always move to Threads.
I guess we get the most attention over on Zuckerfuck's World anyway.
We have Instagram. We have an Instagram, so we can always set up a Threads.
Zuckerfuck.
Thanks for making the internet unusable, guys.
Great, it's even smaller now. I love it.
Yeah.
Not one place, not two places. So far, maybe not 5 places. We'll see how many places we gotta be. Hooray!
Aw, does anybody have a fucking Blue Sky invite? Can we get on Mastodon?
I mean, we can get on Mastodon.
That's true.
But the problem with Mastodon is you have to figure out which one is a good fit for you.
Guys.
Because it's a federated ecosystem.
You know where I think we should go?
Where?
DeviantArt.
No, we can't go back to DeviantArt. Not after what they did.
Gaia Online!
Fuck yeah! We could make an audience there.
No. What we do? We make a NeoCities site. The old-fashioned way. Raw-ass HTML!
I've been thinking about doing one of those myself for my art portfolio. I don't know anything about HTML, though.
But that's how you do it. Or you get one of those WYSIWYG,
Microsoft front page.
Basically. What you see is what you get. HTML... Editors, yeah.
So anyway, follow us.
We're on Discord and talk to us and shit.
And send us an email.
I sent the email.
Oh, did you?
That one.
My
think
bad.
we got everything now.
Okay.
If you're on Buzzsprout, don't be on Buzzsprout. By the end of July?
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Join us over on YouTube, because we're on YouTube now, because... monies. I don't know. Maybe we'll figure out the podcasting thing again. We have a podcasting tab now. So I gotta figure out how that works again. And with the whole, we don't know how YouTube works because we've just never.
But also, nobody knows how YouTube works. You you hear from anyone who...
YouTube is an enigma.
You hear from anyone who actually, seriously makes a living on YouTube.
What is New Susan's name? Because I've just been calling her Newsin. Or
Who?
Whoever the new Susan is.
What?
Susan left.
Who?
Who's Susan?
At YouTube.
What?
What are you talking about?
Oh, the CEO?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Who's Newson?
I don't know.
But what I do know is even people who make money on YouTube, who actually
don't know how the algorithm works.
Yes.
I think that Thanks Susan should be the next Thanks Obama. Frankly, it doesn't matter who the new Susan is.
Yeah, anyway.
Sure.
YouTube.
Yeah, anyway, YouTube. Bye. Not bye.
Not bye.
We're continuing the
X-Men
podcast.
time.
Dot.
Have Kitty out? A kitty who's never out.
No. Oh, I forgot my drink.
Oh, yeah. I should
You and your fucking drinks. I like your collection of mugs here.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was getting ready, but I knew you were in the kitchen.
I don't even know.
Didn't want to be taking up a bunch
There
of
are
shit
2
in the
cups.
sink.
Yes, and one of them definitely has something in it.
Fine.
Throw them both out then.
But that one I think is just water.
Throw it out. I just realized it when I was looking at the episode summary. I was like, oh shit, I never did address that issue. Alright, so we are back for X-Men. before we really get into it, you guys want to tell me what happened last time on X-Men?
I don't.
Well, maybe you should do it anyway.
Okay, we finally got back. The ride finally engaged.
True.
Oops, I hit the
Phone
desk.
calls were made. Scott learned that Jean is still alive.
Also true.
All because, Beast was showing up at the mansion.
Yeah, Beast showed up.
To do something.
And he interrupted a midnight danger room session.
Yeah, and they almost attacked. They almost fought each other, but fortunately, they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been really awkward if Wolverine skewered himself a Hank McCoy.
God, you would think that he would catch himself first, because he'd smell him, right?
Yeah.
Because he's blue and stinky.
Yeah. But you know,
He
sometimes,
literally does have, pheromones, though, and women love him.
But sometimes those
Great.
snicked responses are just too much to resist. And,
God.
you get the drop on a home invader, and it turns out it's a friend who now you've just murdered.
Okay, but you're right so far.
So Scott's just like, we're going.
Well, because he called them and Lorna picked up.
And there was...
And
he was already like, we're going, but
yes,
then...
Well,
but
yeah, he was talking to Lorna.
And then he gets over the autism anxiety and makes the goddamn phone call.
He was talking to Lorna, and Lorna screamed, and then the line went dead.
So now they're double plus super going.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before, they might have waited for a Beast to...
to come back.
To come back, but no. He'll just have to read the note on the fridge.
Find your own way.
Yeah, basically, now Scott's double plus going because something terrible is happening in Scotland.
Yes.
Scotland.
He has to take ownership.
So they go there, and they find something has indeed happened, and basically they find out that Moira's son is Mutant X.
And is terrible. Just terrible.
Just awful. And he has escaped, and he's going on a rampage, possessing people and draining their bodies. Yeah, so they all got to look for him.
And it turns out he's a reality warper.
He is also Jean's going insane.
Oh yeah. Jean's also got fuckery going on.
Yeah,
Well, she's being
fuckery.
gaslit very heavily.
Yes.
Really effectively.
Super gaslit.
And this has
Yeah.
nothing to do with anything that's currently happening. It's not
No, it's
Mutant
just
X.
also happening.
It's
Also
it's
happening.
a side note. It's been happening since
Greece.
yes.
Greece,
Oh,
yeah.
Since Greece, and God, it's just been ever present.
Yeah.
It's actually before Greece, but it only really started kicking into high gear in Greece.
Right. So they were all out to find Weapon X, and eventually,
Mutant X.
Mutant X. My bad.
It's an understandable mistake.
It's your Black Nebula, Dark Nebula kind of situation.
How are you supposed to keep track of your Weapon X's from your Mutant X's?
None of them were really having any luck because they didn't have any way to track him except Logan, who could smell his victims. So Logan and Kurt found him first.
But it didn't go so well for them.
It didn't go very well for them. Mutant X is a reality warper, so he just kind of fucked with their heads. And then Storm showed up and exploded him.
Not really.
Well, kind of, sort of.
It's kind of, sort of, I guess.
And then he was gonna kill Storm, and that was where we left off.
Yep, except we've forgotten the B story.
Wait, this was another Ann Nesenti, wasn't it?
They were
Both of
both
them
in
were
the
Ann
One was about Wolverine getting warped.
Yep.
Wolverine getting spaghettified.
Yep. That's pretty much all that happened. It was just
Yeah.
Dreamworld fuckery.
He got Minecrafted.
The other one was surprisingly okay, but I don't remember what it was.
Charles Xavier.
Right. Charles Xavier is a
The
man-child.
deep sea story of Charles Xavier in space.
Right.
As Ann Nesenti feels the need to go into detail about how much of a man-child he's been being.
Yeah, he's been a man-child, and he met a plumber.
And the plumber is better than him.
Oh yeah, she's way better than him.
Whoa, oh yeah, no question. Actually, you know what? Fuck Charles. Let's focus on the plumber.
Yeah, you guys have pretty much gotten it. So we're going to be picking up where we left off in both our A and B stories with X-Men 127 from August of 1979, written by Chris Claremont, penciled by John Byrne, inked by Terry Austin, colored by Glynis Wein, and lettered by Tom Orzechowski.
There is a problem happening with the colors on this cover, specifically with Storm's head.
Oh.
This part was not meant to be brown.
Someone fucked it up.
It's been bothering me really bad the whole time we've been talking.
I didn't even notice it, but yeah, it's really bad.
Wow.
So anyway.
It's not racist, it's just bad.
It's not racist, just generically bad.
They
For those
up.
not looking at the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, as I said, we're picking up exactly where we left off, with Storm attempting to fend Proteus off.
Wait, hold on. Wasn't an earlier title The Quality of Mercy?
I believe it was.
They do that all the time.
Yeah, they do.
You know, because I said a thing where they're ripping off a Star Trek title, which it was, by the way, and TOS.
No, that happens constantly, where they'll call it one thing and the, next on, and then the actual issue is titled something completely
I know,
different.
but this is like a riff on A Quality of Mercy.
It's kind of fun. That's probably very deliberate than what they chose to do there.
That's what I'm calling out. Like, they're doing a thing.
He's decided that Storm's to be his next host, all the while Wolverine and Nightcrawler are unable to do anything but watch, supposedly. I don't understand why Kurt can't just bamf her out of the way.
Good question.
But I'm willing to accept an answer as stupid as, well, Proteus would just fuck with reality again, so it's not really holding me up here.
Also, I'm not sure he can bamf into a zone that's being reality warped.
Debatable.
As long as he can see it, I don't see why not.
I'm not sure he'd come out intact.
Well,
That's a whole different story, but I think he could do it.
I just wouldn't want to see the mess that comes out of the other end of the bamf.
spaghettified.
He's not going to get better.
Well, Storm decides she's going to take once more to the skies, hoping to avoid Mutant X spotting her in the thick of the storm. But again, that's without any luck, as the ground once more whirls up to meet her, battering her to unconsciousness. The boys look on in horror. Kurt wants to do something, but Logan is frozen in place. Kurt then suddenly realizes with fear that something is wrong with Logan, and he's going to have to do this by himself.
Uh-oh.
Before he moves, though, the crack of a gunshot sounds through the air, halting Baby McTaggart's progress. He hasn't been hit, but the sound has definitely caught his attention. He tries to peer through Storm's storm for the source.
Yeah, that's a heck of a thing.
I like how the storm's still happening when she's unconscious.
Well, she just set it in motion. Now it's still roiling, right?
I
guess.
And then more gunshots come, and he backs away, unable to defend himself from his assailant at this distance, who apparently is just fucking missing.
But, also, Storm made it rain in Scotland, which is probably not that hard a thing to do.
Yeah. Up on the ridge, Moira lines up the final shot like, "Boy, I brought you into this world, and I can take you back out again!"
God.
Scott, having probably followed the sounds of Moira's gunfire, knocks her aim askew. Like, Moira, what the fuck? That is your child!
And Moira is not having it.
Yeah, no, she is not. She's still got the gun in hand, and she drives the butt of the rifle into his gut, knocking him over, and he thumps his noggin on the ground, so it's lights out for Scott for a little bit.
How many times has he had traumatic brain injuries?
It's fine, don't worry about it. Moira then whirls to unload another clip on her boy. But in the interim, he actually ran for the boy's Jeep, and he peels out away from Mother's love.
Yes, Mother's love, in the form of a fucking 5.56.
With the curse, Moira double-checks that Scott's alright before heading off on their Jeep, just kind of leaving him there.
Yeah.
She's not gonna have him stop her murdering her son again!
Yeah, he's fine. He won't drown in the rain. He doesn't have a traumatic brain injury. He's definitely not having trouble breathing.
Well, that's why she's checking. She's also like a doctor, right?
Yeah, and she decided that he's good.
got the all clear.
I guess it's the early 1900s. Concussions were
It's the early 1900s?
Yes, definitely. Definitely, it's the early 1900s. And concussions were just like bruises back then.
News to me.
I mean, you go up to the 1920s at least.
As the gale finally begins to die down, the rest of the search party catch up with their friends, assumedly having responded to the light show. Nobody's exactly having a great time when they show up, and the X-Men quickly get to patching their friends up. Physically, anyway, but Logan is still seriously shaken up by their encounter with Proteus, trying to swallow down a cup of hot chocolate through trembling hands.
Which, that's,
Bad?
Yeah, he's one of their heavies.
After a long moment watching him, Scott thinks he knows what's going on. If Logan doesn't get back on that horse now, he's never going to. He's going to lose his nerve forever, and knowing Wolverine, that'd be like death to him.
Oh god, so he's going to do the thing Wolverine's been doing.
And so he comes over to pick a fight, accusing Logan of faking.
Oh my god.
He's doing the thing Wolverine did with Piotr.
Okay. I hate to be this person, but kiss me, sis.
Oh my god, I didn't even go
You didn't even clock that.
Oh no!
No, John just had the decency to say it.
Okay, we can set up this weird
This weird quadrant.
We
No,
can set up
fuck
this
off, ignore my Homestuck shirt, fuck you.
We can set up this quadrant and we can fit Jean into it.
Yeah, she's the Red Rum.
Yes. But whose?
Mysterious. And Kurt's like, hey, boss, come on, don't be like that. You have no idea what that was like. And Psych just kind of takes that and rolls with it. Like, yeah, it's so bad, huh? That's why you're up here walking and talking with all our friends while Logan's just sitting here like that. He's faking. Either he's a chicken shit coward or he's faking. So shut off.
I mean, this is literally the trick Logan was pulling on Piotr, so...
Pretty much. And then he throws a cup of hot chocolate in Logan's face.
Oh my god.
Daring him to fight. And that's finally enough to raise his ire, and he takes to his feet, charging at Cyclops, who manages to redirect his energy into a judo throw.
Oh, no. That's not a good look, Mr. Wolverine.
Logan then draws his claws again, springing at Scott, who manages to dodge the attacks once more.
Oh.
What?
Holy shit.
Around them, their friends begin to react, with several of the X-Men moving to stop this before Logan really does manage to successfully murder Scott.
Well, most of them, but it doesn't look like Jean's interested in keeping
Scott
alive.
There's a reason, though, because Jean's wise to Scott's plan. So she's just like, no, he picked this fight. He knew what he was doing. But she knows what's up, actually. So while Colossus doesn't enter the fray, Scott does use him to bounce an optic blast off of, knocking Wolverine forward from behind and into his arms, where Scott rolls backwards and uses his momentum to kick Logan off in Nightcrawler's direction.
And he thinks, pathetic Wolverine, the way you're fighting, a Cub Scout could beat you to a pulp.
No, he doesn't think that.
Oh, he says that.
Oh,
yeah.
No! I didn't catch the thought. I saw the connection between the thought bubble and the one above it, and I just thought he was thinking that too.
No, he's shit-talking.
He said that to his
shit-talking.
face. Oh!
Come at me, bro!
And then he just flips him.
His whole solution is just, come at me, bro!
Yeah.
Come on! Well, you're not gonna do it. I'm gonna throw chocolate. You're gonna do shit. Come at me.
Stunting. He's just stunting on the big bad Weapon X.
Wagner bamps out of the way, baffled as to what the hell has gotten into Scott, before coming to the horrified conclusion that what looks to be their friend is actually Mutant X. And so he bamps back in front of Summers, who of course blasts him like, Kurt, you moron, did you actually just teleport in front of my fucking face to try to stop me? I've told you about this! I love that he's chewing him out in the middle of this brawl. Storm, though she may have one sprained shoulder out of the fight, gets to her feet, filling the air with crackling lightning before landing a bolt right next to Scott, who then whirls to blast the ground out from under her feet, before finally raising his hands in surrender.
Wow.
Don't fuck with Storm, man.
Yeah, but no wonder he has the rep that he gets later on.
This is not the only time he will do something like this.
I don't doubt that.
All that time in the danger room pays off. Well, the three attacked X-Men are pretty indignant until Jane explains that this was something of a psychological checkup, making sure the three of them were fighting fit. And yeah, he was maybe just a little flustered after having been given the angry Scotswoman.
Also, the traumatic brain damage.
Logan, in the aftermath of this, applauds the decision, appreciating Scott a little more as a teammate leader deep in that broken little brain of his.
Oh my god.
A worthy rival, a necessary part of the healthy kismicitude.
Yeah, the yin to his yang.
We can make this shit work.
Fuck off and die.
I don't want to.
You said
Fuck
it!
off and die!
You summoned
Fuck off
it!
and die! No, we're not doing this. Let's see. Second verse, same as the first, but now there's one less monkey on the bed. So, he doesn't show up on Cerebro, and even if Moira knows where he's going, Moira also doesn't show up on Cerebro, so that doesn't really help.
And also, she has a gun.
And Jane also can't sense Mutant X, so until the policeman's body crops up, they've lost their scent.
Wait, can Jean find Moira?
Maybe. Good point. A ways off to the southeast, a young shopkeeper, wearing an outfit, one Miss Jenny Banks, is having a rough go of it on her way to work. Her tire's gone flat. I don't know why she doesn't just jack it up and change it. Maybe she doesn't have a jack. Girl, I've been there. My car, which is actually my car now because I bought my car.
Ooh.
You did.
I did.
Congratulations.
Congrats!
Hey, I just made the last payment on my car.
Woo!
Congrats!
You
Fuck
own your
yeah.
car. But last winter I had some fucking troubles and I did not have a spare tire because the place where a spare tire generally goes, it's a hybrid, so the battery pack is in the spare tire spot.
Ooh.
Yep.
I bought a spare tire afterwards, so now I've got one. It's just taking up all of my trunk.
Yeah.
But anyway, when Jenny sees a Jeep trundling down the road with a policeman at the wheel, she gladly flags him down, asking if the man can help.
No, and it's clear she definitely had a spare tire. She just didn't want to change it herself. And required other things to make that happen.
Some masculine help.
Yes.
He can't help her, but she can help him. Jenny's a perfectly good meal for Proteus to snack on. Mutant X drags the remains of the officer down into the local creek before getting back to changing his tire, rather than taking the Jeep any further on. The X-Men won't be looking for Jenny's car. It isn't long at all before he's back on his way towards Edinburgh, his mind set on vengeance.
On his mother?
No.
On the one I hate.
Moira McTaggart, in her rugged, mud-splattered Jeep and her lab suit, is out of place in the most fashionable areas of Edinburgh. But she is familiar enough with them, easily pulling up along the curb and greeting the butler Wallace at one of the houses. She's come to have words with her husband, Joe McTaggart, a once Royal Marine commando turned parliamentarian. It's not an occasion that comes up often, the last such 20 years ago. He smugly greets her as his love, which Moira icily rebuffs that she might be his wife, but she's not his love.
Incredible. This is a healthy relationship.
Oh, it's the most healthy relationship, the healthiest relationship.
God.
Well, Joe doesn't really give a right fuck about that, and Moira's like, we need to talk. You know, that's generally definitely a good tiding of things to come when your 20 years happily estranged wife comes back with, we need to talk.
And,
Yeah.
I mean, the reason they're estranged and not divorced is because Scotland, Catholic, they can't. They can't. They can do everything else. Cheat as much as they want. But
Joe tries to beat her to the punch, saying that he won't grant her a divorce, no matter what, because this man is riding the coattails of his wife's genius to his own political benefit!
Oh.
Boom goes the dynamite! Thank you, Chris!
Holy shit.
okay! That's more impressive than my thought, entirely.
Holy
Congratulations, Chris.
Love it.
It is still very hard to get a divorce in this time.
Anyway, Moira balks at the response that if he wanted to see her happy, he'd just grant her the divorce, but it's a good thing he doesn't. He intends to hold her to her marital vows.
And he can, like an asshole.
Mm-hmm. Moira finally snaps at him that when he left her in the hospital in New York, she was with child. He's got a son, and his son is coming to kill him. But all Joseph hears is he has a son. Of course, it's not any kind of emotion that would be relatable to a sensible human being. He might be a woman-beating piece of shit, but I can understand him wanting to see his child. But it's not that. He's just excited he has an heir.
Right. It's an extension of himself.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
He can continue the political dynasty.
It's another thing, him with his Nobel Prize-winning wife. Well, we can't be
God.
letting her go. And I have an heir my bloodline rides on. And then Moira pulls a revolver on her.
A massive revolver.
Because this wasn't just a one-gun kind of affair. She also brought a handgun.
How many guns does this woman have?
She's
As many
little
as she
intense.
needs.
Just wait until she bursts out her RPG.
Where did she get this many guns
Pulls
in the
a
United
fucking
Kingdom?
claymore out of her fucking
She's
pocket.
been in America for a long time.
That's true.
She's just bringing guns in from the U.S.
And she flew back probably via private Blackbird flight, right?
Right.
And she's just like, give me a fucking reason, Joe! But with that behind her, she leaves the house in a hurry, wiping tears from her eyes as she climbs back behind the wheel of her Jeep, unaware that she's being observed. Moira did beat her son there, but only just. I want to give a shout out to John Byrne here on the art for noting the decline in the condition of Jenny's body.
Mm.
Like, if we flip back a few pages here...
She wasn't looking that rotten.
Nah, Jenny's cheeks were plump and her legs were filling out her stockings, but, like, they're barely holding them up here.
Yeah.
Anyway, really nice note. I just thought it was a really cute detail. And her cheeks are all gaunt, too.
Yep.
But Proteus walks around the perimeter of the house, searching for his father. Again, he sees how his father has hurt his mother once more. But as he grows near, he begins to feel a strong vitality from the body of Joe McTaggart.
Oh, that's not good.
Joe's been put on hold while trying to get Chief Superintendent Di Thomas on the line. I wouldn't note that except like he's actually a guy in the Captain Britain comics, so you know, for all you big Brit heads out there.
All 12 of you.
That would be a pretty substantial portion of our audience.
Ripley just almost choked.
He is still on hold, though, when Baby McTaggs finds his way inside. The X-Men aren't actually that far behind on their search. First, Jean picked up on Jenny's psychic scream when she was killed, and then shortly afterward, she did, ding ding ding, manage to pick up on Moira's thoughts.
Hey!
Leading the X-Men to Edinburgh Crag to see if she could pick up on anything else. And now she's once more searching, floating seated in midair, when suddenly the Phoenix screams.
Well, that can't be good.
Apparently that's the signal for Lorna to take her top off.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yup.
But what's more, Jean just heard the death scream of another victim of Mutant X. Yeah, I don't know what kind of kinky shit's been going on Muir Island.
You don't ask about what's happening in Muir Island.
What happens on Muir Island stays on Muir Island.
Jean wastes no time getting them up and going, giving the TK scoop to everyone but Aurora, Lorna, and Alex. I understand Lorna and Aurora, but why Alex? Still petty about that shit he was thinking this morning.
Yes.
Now, you can hold on. Scott is now definitely picking up on those same concerning vibes the rest of the Muir Islanders have been fretting about for a while now. Noting how readily Jean embraces all this power. Moira must still have been collecting herself in the car because she's still there when Joe steps through the door.
Yeah. Through the building.
He speaks in the voice of his son, glad that she's made finding her so easy. Moira reaches for her gun, only for it to be transformed into a snake in her hands. Her son continues towards her, explaining that when he takes someone's form, he doesn't just take their form, he takes all of it, their emotions, their memories, their dreams. And riding high on Joe, what they want is Moira!
That's creepy.
Yeah. The X-Men continue over the city, drawing nearer to the action. Banshee spots the fracas from below, hoarsely crying out for the others to see, his heart aching at his inability to help his lady love. At Cyclops' command, Piotr becomes Colossus, and Jean releases him, sending him hurtling down to the street in a spray of shattered pavement.
This is like our go-to first move, is a Colossus bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if it works!
Mm-hmm.
Pete scrambles towards McTaggart, ready to exploit Proteus's weakness to metal, and that's when the world turns sideways. Gravity sending everything in the area 90 degrees to the right.
So off the world then until...
He has a limited range, I believe, so off the world until you hit the world.
Ow!
But, like, it's really easy to get caught up in the spectacle of all the fight, because you're paying attention to the point of view characters, right? Not to pay attention to how wild this shit is. But imagine this scene, but you're not Colossus. You're this lady in the purple.
The blonde-haired woman who's also holding on
to a crack in the sidewalk for dear fucking life.
There's also someone hanging on to, like, a signpost.
Yeah, and there's also someone failing to hold on to anything. Rip that guy, I guess.
But yeah, I give the best odds to the person hanging on to the post over there.
Yeah, I think they've got the best shot of this.
Yeah.
Rip to whoever's below Colossus.
See, I was just thinking this would look really good as, like, a movie with all the CGI effects, like a la Doctor Strange.
Right. No, it looks really good even just as a panel.
Even just here, it's
really
cool.
well done.
We're never getting a good adaptation of this, are we?
No, probably not, no.
That'd be an X-Men story we haven't told much before. Mutant X.
You're not wrong. The cartoon?
Yeah, it did.
It's like the only thing that did it, though?
I don't know about other cartoons, but it doesn't seem like I haven't seen it in movies and shit, so why not? Fuck it, do it.
You're not wrong at all. I think this is one of the relatively less touched.
I'm into that,
topics.
or do a Juggernaut story, man.
Right.
Nobody does the Juggernaut anymore.
Anyway, yeah, Jean then touches down with the rest of her friends, ready to keep the pressure on. To the extent they even can. Cyclops' optic blast only makes it a few feet before dissolving into red flower blossoms.
See, that would look really cool.
Yes.
In, like, CGI.
Yes, it would.
This would be really awesome in a movie, this whole fucking fight, honestly.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
I'm with ya. Proteus is pretty proud of that one, but then he spots Phoenix asking one of her friends to hold her beer, and he takes Moira hostage instead. Sean is horrified, but the X-Men know that no matter what the cost, Proteus must be defeated. Next, it's the action of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rivals. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night, and he's watching us all with the action of the tiger.
I knew exactly where you were going.
I don't even know the words to this song.
You don't even know the song. Don't
I
lie.
know of the song. I recognize the melody. I just don't know the words.
How do you rate that?
4.
4?
I'm with you, 4. And what do you think CMRO thought?
4.
Pretty damn close. 4.13.
It'd be weird if they didn't like it.
Yeah, it would. It was very fun. Next up is the B story from Classic X-Men 33 from January of 1989, written by Ann Nesenti, penciled and inked by John Bolton, colored by Glynis Wein, and lettered by Joe Rosen.
I mean, you can really see John Bolton's skill.
I never appreciated it as much until I took a little more time on these stories, because you breeze through them.
But you can also see that he goes from
He's
a
got
good artist
so many
to an
different...
even better artist.
I think it's such a great thing when you can see an artist go between many styles. That is that's such a mark of their ability.
But we're also
to be able to shift between all these different styles.
We're also getting to hop a decade ahead in his career, and he's gotten better.
No, we haven't had John Bolton in the past yet. All we've had of John Bolton is in the
I could have sworn.
Nope, not yet. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of seeming like we're falling into a mostly established creative team over here.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Except for when Chris subs in.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it is truly just Chris subbing in when he feels like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ann Nesenti is writing...
The bulk of it.
Oh, God, is she going to be writing the main... No.
No.
Oh, thank God.
She doesn't ever.
You terrified me there for a
What the fuck was that, Woody Woodpecker?
Woody the Woodpecker.
But yeah, Ann Nesenti writing X-Men at the main book
Rather
would
not see that.
horrify me. She does not have the right
voice. Frankly,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Ann Nesenti,
She
there's
has
some
something.
stuff I don't necessarily dislike. She has a real way with words.
She has something.
I'm going to explain what I think is. She's got a certain poetry that she uses, and it's very good at furthering the idea she's trying to get across in like a vibes-based way.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in a story fucking way, because nothing she says ever fucking makes sense, but
Right.
the vibe is there. So I'm just going to read through this one page for once to get you an idea of what it feels like reading this Ann Nesenti shit. Because they're actually generally really evocative, but the problem is they lack structure, and without that rigidity, it devolves into babbling gibberish pretty quick. Placed over John Bolton's eerie drawing of Alex and Lorna in a car crash, we get this. The first time I saw you, I could barely tear my eyes away. Headlights lock. The rest of the world dropped away as if it never was. Blinding light. You changed the course of my life. Steering loss. Come fling yourself into my arms. Let me crush you. Metallic impact. Kiss you. Red fenders crumble.
Ah, yes. I love when Piotr makes love as Colossus.
Is he fucking a car?
No!
He is the car!
What am I gonna do with this shit other than skim over it? Now they're broken glass because we're talking about shards of glass. Now they're being enveloped in melted plastic. 2 pages of I love you. Jarring text about bad thing happening. Dire smoke. Pain, wounds, heartache, rust.
I love you.
It literally says, wounds, heartache, rust.
I like the last one. Rags, bones, shards, scars, scrapyard, grave heap.
Wow, it's so deep, you guys.
They really did crush the car, though.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait, hold on. They minorly inconvenienced themselves.
Yes.
This is...
By crash the car, I mean Alex drove into a ditch.
God.
These goddamn left-hand cars.
Lorna's not too happy with her bow right now. And she's like, what the fuck has gotten into you? And Alex confesses how lately, when he's been driving, his mind has been really fixated on how fast they're going and how easy it would be to crash. Though, from their discussion afterward, it doesn't seem like it's strictly a driving thing. It seems like this is a anxiety runs in the Summers family thing.
Yeah.
Because this has been happening since around when he met her, or, when all this mutant stuff started happening in his life.
And also, the living pharaoh wants him.
Where it seems like everything is going too fast, and eventually there's going to be an inevitable crash coming down the line.
Foreshadowing?
Facing down her boyfriend, so anxious he crashed a car about it, Lorna's anger softens. So now they're flying over the Scottish countryside when Alex goes funny again. This is the end, hold me before we die!
What the heck?
Then, they crash their faces together and slam in the ground in front of someone else's Jeep because their Jeep is crashed, right?
No, Lorna pulled it out of the ditch.
Oh, I missed that. Lorna
See?
pulled... Oh, that makes someone okay.
Yeah, that's her. That's their Jeep. Their,
All right.
Land Rover.
All right, never mind. That didn't inconvenience anyone else.
They just turned into chunks?
They merged into one being and then chunkified.
What?
On the ground. They didn't just chunkify out of nowhere. They splattered.
They went splat, but also into many chunks.
True. There's a whole Alex leg flying off there.
There is. And there's a Lorna foot off.
A couple.
They don't actually do that. Lorna sets them back down and turns to her boyfriend like, babe, are you good? Starting to get concerned here. And Havoc bursts out his dream journal to psychoanalyze himself.
I'm not sure he's okay.
I think he needs to see a professional about this.
Yeah, like a regular professional,
Yes.
not someone who's part of the X community.
Not just a fucking therapist, buddy.
Yeah.
He needs.
Is like a diagnosable psychosis.
Yes. Oh, but wait. Anyway, he keeps envisioning horrible disasters because he resents the danger being X-Men puts them in, despite the fact they're not really being X-Men right now. They're kind of helping Moira, who they live with.
Right.
And Lorna's like, this is a new development. And Alex's answer to this is, it's only since I realized how much I love you. Say what you will about the Summers boys, but they are both very I love my girlfriend ass men.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is
This
less
is not
healthy.
good. This is not good.
Wife guy is the term.
He doesn't want to lose her and proposes that they just duck out of this entirely. They're happy. Leave it to someone else, you know? Never mind what Lorna might have to say about this, because what she has to say about this, you know, is that the world needs them, which isn't in the service of his tantrum right now, and so he blasts a nearby rock.
Damn you, Rock!
Once that's out of his system, Polaris draws his attention towards the looming clouds and booming thunderclaps just over the hill, followed soon after by gunfire. Knowing the fight's on, they rush to the car, making the decision to let Havoc continue driving! Despite his current psychotic episode!
Because he's the man.
Can Lorna not fucking drive?
Right.
It's possible.
Could she not just use her powers to fucking pump the thing along the road wherever the hell you want it to be?
It would be pretty funny if Lorna was just kind of hovering the Land Rover or whatever.
A foot off the ground.
God.
Alex is like, don't worry, baby, I got this. I'm just gonna concentrate, and it'll be a bunch of Gmod drag dolls flying through a lava.
Okay.
This is not just being anxious.
No, this is psychosis.
You're having, like, real delusions.
It's a psychotic episode.
Or you're also being gaslit by that one guy.
True, I did actually briefly think that when I was writing it, but no, it's like, no, you need help.
No, I'm just saying, well, so does Jean, to be fair, considering.
Nah, Jean that's a different situation, though. That's not in her head, that's being imposed on her.
I know, but as far as she can tell, these are things that are happening to her in her head.
No, he's fine. He continues driving, though. They finally spot the others, and once he is no longer behind the wheel, his that's good. His nerves aren't helped, though, seeing Wolverine, of all people, so thoroughly shaken. He is thoroughly in camp. Nope. Lorna, get your man to a psychiatrist. He's having a fucking episode.
Wow, there's Wolverine looking...
Nope.
What? I have never seen him look that bad.
So let's tally up how well this first phase of the search party went. Phoenix had a mastermind-fueled fever dream about hunting the most dangerous game.
Right.
Wolverine and Nightcrawler found their quarry, nearly lost their minds, nowhere near beating him.
No.
Nightcrawler got his back. Wolverine needed some help.
Yeah.
Storm nearly became a snack for baby tags.
Right.
Cyclops and Moira, well, Benny Hill music.
Oh.
That's why I was going to do it that way. At Havoc and Polaris, Alex is now having a psychotic episode where he repeatedly envisions his girlfriend's death.
Right. Normal things.
So this is a very healthy group of
and Banshee
people.
and Colossus stop for fucking hot chocolate!
Right.
You know, Colossus is the healthiest one here. like he fucks.
That makes him healthy.
But I mean, he does.
He's a virile young man.
It helps clear the humors or something.
It greases the... It definitely greases something.
So what do you want to write that?
I need to know something. Is this at all an extension of any future story?
Not really, apart from Alex's just general, I kind of want to do my own thing.
You're telling me that
He in fact takes over leading several teams at some point.
Are you telling me that Ann Nocenti gave him some kind of psychotic set of episodes
that I have never seen addressed
based
again?
on nothing.
Based on nothing that go nowhere?
I'm not saying there's no basis. I'm just saying I have never read anything that has given it any credence.
And you've read enough of this stuff that you'd probably know.
There's some stuff I haven't read, so, and some of them are things with Alex, so I will confess I don't know.
1.
2, but only because it looked decent.
2, John Bolton.
John Bolton making Wolverine look broken. Look at that. Look at that broken Wolverine.
See, I just thought the first stuff was really cool.
You're not wrong.
Crash and everything. Really good. He pairs really well with Ann Nocenti's weird fever dream, just dropped acid horse shit.
But I mean, also, look at his whole pose. Have you ever seen?
Yeah, that's
All
pretty
right,
good.
Fine, I'll give it a 2 just for the art.
Like, Bolton is great at this.
What do you think Samuro thought?
4.
No.
They'd be lucky to get a 2.
2.43. They did better than us, but not by much. Closing out this episode is X-Men 128 from September of 1979. Written by Chris Claremont, penciled by John Byrne, inked by Terry Austin, colored by Glynis Wein, and lettered by Tom Orzechowski.
Oh, it's John Byrne and John Bolton. That's where my wires are getting crossed. We have 2 Johns.
The city of Edinburgh.
3 Johns.
Yes, but I'm not writing X-Men. Or
you could be, bitch.
Shut up.
The city of Edinburgh is under attack! The world around Proteus warps and screams under his ministrations. Moira attempts to make him stop, but, as no one else is involved in this situation. There's no need to take it out on all these innocent folks. And Axie's perspective is that, as they're human, they must be taught that he is their master. Meanwhile, the X-Men attempt to rescue the innocent people of Edinburgh from his temper tantrum.
Okay, I have issues with Proteus, because, the fact that he has these mutations does not automatically make him an asshole. I think, Moira, you just did a bad job.
You locked your son in a box for,
It is kind of fucked, right?
Right.
Wait, hold on.
You were a bad mom, I'm sorry.
No, we actually have a date on this.
You're still a bad mom, because you're trying to kill him.
When Moira talked to her husband, she said the last time had been
20 years.
And
so this is an adult.
Right after she was pregnant or something like that.
We'll get an even closer timeline for more things happening.
Yeah, but
soon.
I mean, just ballparking it. This is a whole ass adult doing this.
This is an adult ass man.
This is not a 10-year-old.
Moira locked an adult ass man in her basement.
Well, yes, but
you can see why she and Charles get along so well.
Yes, but this is not a 10-year-old having a temper tantrum. This is an adult ass man who has an Ubermensch complex.
But how did he get there?
It's a whole ass mess, right?
Yeah.
Well, this rescuing, some of it's pretty run-of-the-mill, but then Proteus begins turning a store into bees.
Cool.
Oh no.
And then
bees?
And then the bees start attacking people. And Storm's like, I want to hurt the people, but I also don't want to hurt the bees.
They're not real bees!
It's sweet, but it's really silly in the moment. Much more appreciated now, though. Save those bees, girl.
Hell yeah.
So
but
she
but
blows...
they might be invasive bees.
Store bees. I never considered store bees might be a different species.
What kind of store is it?
A different species. And so she blows the bees back into where the store was and then makes it cold so they go into hibernation.
Oh, okay.
Wolverine is also fighting something. What is much less clear. He's having a very hard time with the way reality has been turned into all wiggy. And then all of a sudden he feels himself rising out of the ground like, oh no, not again. But it turns out it's Caleris who's grabbed him by his britches.
Wait, can't she just...
Yeah, she could just float him.
Yeah, he's made of metal.
Wolverine sees that as a rescue, though, so I don't know, that whole roll of panels is fucking baffling to me.
Well, maybe he's not really as solid as...
Fighting fit as we're trying to say. Time for a story so far by Proteus. A lot of this is recap, but there are a lot of important details in here that aren't, so... What happened to free him is that while Magneto was fighting the X-Men, something got broken with the energy fields that feed him, And then he started to slowly dwindle his own stores of energy, finally emerging much later while everyone was gone over Christmas. And given that at this point he was starving, he nom-nom-nommed Angus McWhirter right down.
Uh-huh.
And apparently McWhirter knows enough about electronics to make the door look like it was locked when it wasn't. But let's stop here for a second. So, do you know how long ago that fight with Magneto was?
That was a while ago.
That happened right after Jean turned into the Phoenix, which happened just after Christmas. It is Christmas. He has been in there for a fucking year, and Moira didn't fucking check!
Oh my god.
So no wonder she got along with Charles so well.
Girl.
No wonder the kid's fucking pissed! Was feeling pretty sympathetic to Moira when we were giving her piece of shit husband the works, but this is a bad look.
You did some math.
When Moira eventually did enter the cell after finding McWhirter's tooth, she had to throw out her Mother of the Year trophy after finding her son's dead body.
Yes, you do.
But from there, we mostly know what's going on. But here in the present, Moira is like, baby boy, my little boy. Like, what's his name, Moira? Can you fucking answer me? You haven't said it once. What's his fucking name? Act like it. So, your son fucking act like it. Send him to bed without supper. Oh, wait. You already did that, didn't you, honey?
Oh my god.
But anyway, however fucked up Protz was pre-pop assumption, Freud would be having a fucking field day with the aftermath.
I mean, he'd say exactly what you'd think he'd say.
Because now we've got neglected baby Exie, who's been slowly nom-nomming his way across Scotland, growing mad with power, and now he's just absorbed all of his father's emotions, memories, and considering how messed up his whole relationship with Moira is, it's now a whole thing!
Good God.
You know, the only way this could get more fucked up is if the next person is Moira.
And he's like, you're not gonna leave me like you tried to leave Dad. You're all mine. And then he turns into like an elephant. I don't know what the fuck's up with that.
Yeah.
With hair.
Yeah.
Moira's
so we know
hair.
it's her.
While Proteus's attention is fixed on Moira, the rest of the world seems to snap back to normal for a hot second. And now it's complete bedlam. People running every which way.
That's fair.
Within the chaos, a few of the X-Boys have found one another, Banshee, Cyclops, and Colossus. Psyche first wants to get all these people out of here, but Banshee has no patience for that, because he knows that while they're bothering with that, Proteus is torturing his woman.
Right.
Scott has to push back on that, though. Whatever the price, Proteus has to be stopped. He'll eat through the whole world and not care, growing stronger and stronger until he's unstoppable. And if that means Moira, that means Moira. Sean's heart aches at it, hoping that at least should she die, he go with her.
My guy, you don't even have the voice right now.
He's not even on The Voice right now.
I can't believe it. Summers puts together a plan, and the X-Men begin to put it into motion. Plan is mostly what it was before: burn him out without letting him get any more nom-nom-nom-nom-noms. Storm's the first at bat, dropping a heavy fog over the block so Proteus can't see anyone to attack them. But with how strong he's grown, he's already got a psychic fix on her. And with that trace, he turns her cloak into amber around her.
Oof.
Wolverine immediately recognizes the danger. If they don't get her out of there and fast, Aurora will suffocate. So despite the icy...
You know what I think she should do is make the amber float and fly to another planet and then crash so it explodes so she can escape.
That makes sense. I agree.
As you do normally.
As you do when you're trapped in amber.
A natural thing to do when you're trapped in amber.
So despite the icy pit of fear in his stomach, Logan leaps at her, claws slashing away at the crystal encasing her. Even knowing Proteus is at his back, he continues checking over her, unsure if she actually made it out of that alive. Baby McTaggs is fully ready to take advantage of the moment, when who should appear but Banshee, but with a gun.
Banshee with gun.
That's his power now.
Because he used his gun to shoot Proteus. It's what his lady would want.
It is. In fact.
His lady would want him to shoot her husband, yes.
And her son.
And her son.
Simultaneously, in one shot.
Twofer. It's too bad he only hit him in the shoulder, though, and now Axie's pissed, so he opens the ground beneath Sean, sending him tumbling into a pit, which he then closes behind him, but with a nice little window so his friends can watch him die. This whole family is so fucked up.
Yeah.
But despite Sean's desire to die with his lady love, Cyclops isn't gonna just, sit back and watch while he dies.
What?
So he blasts down into the earth, reopening the chasm and sending Nightcrawler down to fetch their friend. Kurt climbs down into the pit, hauling an unconscious Sean back over his shoulder before beginning to scale the walls once more. Proteus then also decides he's gonna close the pit again.
Fucking Benny Hill music again.
If only Spotify weren't so cruel.
That's what YouTube is for.
In the small moment of warning he has, Kurt manages to bamf them up free, reappearing up above the street, though he's too exhausted to catch them there. Luckily, Lorna is able to lower them safely back down to Earth.
Wait. How? Oh, this is the everything is magnetic thing, isn't it?
They have iron in their blood.
She can manipulate magnetic fields, and anything caught within those fields she can move.
That's the silly, super-powered magnetic powers
right,
thing.
Exactly.
I forgot. It's been a while since we've played with hyper-magnetism.
Magnets, how do they work?
I don't know.
Things aren't going so hot, though at least we do now know that Storm is still alive.
Wow,
Great.
She's, completely fine and not covered in amber. Wow.
And they have also forced Proteus from the city center, so they won't have to worry about 1 million civilians underfoot now. Proteus is headed for Edinburgh Castle, with Phoenix hot in pursuit. Jean mind blasts him, stopping Mutant X in his tracks, while the rest of the X-Men are just kind of trying to catch up.
Hot pursuit. Because she's on fire.
That's so lame.
Wow.
Jean mind blasts him, stopping Mutant X in his tracks, while the rest of the X-Men are just trying to catch up. But she just unleashes on Proteus. Now, he's a force of nature himself at this point, and he gives back as good as he got, Jean screaming out with a piercing shriek. John Byrne actually bothered to draw ribs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Quite literally. Wolverine is one of the first X-Men to catch up, spotting the attack from the brush. And he leaps out, furiously tearing into Proteus' side. While Cyclops is utterly horrified by Jean's pained cry, and she's still huddled up on the ground pulling herself together, he orders Logan to take Moira and go. Meanwhile, the Summers brothers hit Proteus from each side, catching him between their blasts. It's a heavy enough attack that it at least stops Proteus from following Wolvie's escape, though he does eventually manage to change his shape, forcing the brothers to hit one another instead.
Yeah, but it shouldn't hurt them.
They do note that, actually. We remember that doesn't hurt them.
Good.
That's a relief that canon matters.
They bought Wolverine sometime, but not nearly enough. He's nearly completed his climb up the cliff towards the castle when Proteus catches up, snatching Moira from him with the intent to make her his next host, and dropping Logan the many feet below. Watching his friend fall, Scott does the only thing he can to slow that fall.
He punches him!
Eye punches!
Blasting Logan in short pulses to help him drop him back down to earth more slowly.
And Logan's like, ow!
It helps him survive, though. Wolverine's definitely like, oh, I'm gonna be feeling that one in the morning.
You're not, in fact.
And now it's Colossus's time to play on the rock climbing wall.
There's gotta be a faster way to get up there.
They have several people who can fly.
Atop one of the castle battlements, Proteus advances on his mother, who, I'll give some credit, is still full of piss and vinegar, even after all she's just been through.
Although that man is not looking so,
Yeah, he's looking rough. He's burning out Joe McTaggs pretty quick.
Uh-huh.
See, I was thinking when, he smelled something on him, that it was going to be like, oh, because it's his father, he can make it last longer. But no.
It was just the ambition.
I think it did actually help him last longer, but now he is burning out anyway because he's just been having to have one hell of a fight. Oh, that's true, because
he's been fighting all the X-Men. Yeah. That's fair.
And unlike the rest of them, I guess it kind of just burns the body he's in.
And Moira's asking, who's next? How long until it's just you, all alone? And he doesn't much care. He's more than happy to burn through humanity. I mean, I guess he's pretty used to being alone, huh, Moira? But while he's busy terrorizing his mother, Piotr has finished his ascent, creeping up behind McTaggart and dashing him upon a nearby wall. It was supposed to just knock him out, but it kind of atomizes him.
Oh, good job.
Well,
good job, Piotr.
The impressive thing is, he's just like regular, ordinary
he's just
Piotr
flesh
here.
Piotr.
Flesh Piotr just ashed a corpse. Like, this isn't even metal
still
Piotr.
pretty impressive, honestly.
Yeah, it's more impressive. Metal
Corpse
Piotr.
or not. And it leaves only the energy form at the heart of Proteus standing. Then Mutant X retaliates, attacking Piotr's psyche, pulling at his most painful memories, his brother's fiery death on a Soviet space pad. But Piotr is made of steelier stuff than that.
He really is.
Lame.
Literally.
Quite literally. And having drawn Proteus into the trap, Piotr transforms into Colossus, plunging his metal fists into the glowing energy form, dispersing his energy harmlessly around the globe.
That's it? He's dead?
The fireworks light up the sky, leaving the X-Men below breathless with anxiety. Finally, Phoenix flies them up to the castle to see what's become of their friend. Relieved to find Piotr attempting to comfort a titty-high Moira as she weeps into his tummy.
Yes,
His metal tummy.
I'm sure that's really
Very
comfortable.
comforting.
At last, Sean arrives, and now the pair at least have each other. How'd you like that?
4 again? It was pretty good.
There's something a little... This is an end, but is it?
Well, no, I
It's
don't...
a comic book.
Yeah,
Right. It leaves room for him to come back.
it does.
I like it much better than a Proteus will return in Avengers Endgame.
Right, exactly.
But also, like, are we ever going to address Moira's being a bad mother?
Maybe.
Better. Fucking better.
What do you think Seymour thought?
4.
High 4.
I forgot to rate it. I just realized 4.5. Did you rate it?
No.
What did you rate it?
Fine, I'll give it a 4.
They rated it 4.36.
I win.
You do. Yay.
Hooray, comic books.
We are actually not reading our Beast story, our second Beast story this week. We're gonna get to it next time because some choices were made.
Uh-huh.
Something about it being incredibly out of order.
Very badly placed. Okay, so it's, you know how these are usually companion pieces, they focus on who's the character we're doing or what's something going on, they're tie-ins.
Or just a character in the background who we didn't have time to dig into.
It's usually someone who's had some degree of focus, though, right?
Right.
They're an X-Men, or there's someone arcade in the arcade issue.
Right.
Now, what would you say if I told you that we had a focus character from someone who hasn't even, been introduced in the A story of X-Men yet, just kind of leading off here?
Is it someone we recognize?
It is someone we would recognize.
But who hasn't been in
She
what
wasn't-
we've read yet.
Not in this issue at all.
That would be weird.
Kicking myself because I gave too much there, even.
You literally told me who it was.
I know I did, but I wasn't gonna... I tell you things I don't tell John because John is better to keep in suspense.
That's true.
Because I'm still the one who doesn't know this
Uh-huh.
a canon. Like, I have some vague idea of the general things that happen because
I
I
still try
too...
and keep Candace in the dark, but not as in the dark, because if I need a question, it's like, how would you handle this? I will usually give a vague rundown of one.
No, you know what I'll do? I'll just read.
Don't fucking do it, you son of a bitch.
Ripley will kill you.
I will kill you.
Yeah, I will be on
We're gonna
the
read
podcast.
it first thing next time.
Yep.
Literally first thing next time.
Wow, we're getting into it, huh? No, I mean, I'll read all of X-Men. That's what I meant.
Between now and our next recording session, I doubt it.
Good fucking luck, buddy.
Nothing but X-Men.
X-Men 24/7 lockdown.
Yes.
Fucking
Eat,
the
sleep,
scene where you got the
X-Men.
fucking
No,
eyes
eat, drink,
taped open,
X-Men.
blurring through all the X-Men comics at high speed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
There is no escape from X-Men.
Oh,
But
God.
we're going to be back with that next week. That's it for us this week, which surprisingly we're still going just as long despite everything.
Yeah.
So we're going to be back with you next time, and we look forward to talking to you then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.